well, if the Goobers change up their game plan, because it's not looking like they're gonna even get a game if they keep on playing like this. They're gonna have to take a bit of a break and say, okay, we're not playing good. Let's change our game plan. And well, if they don't do that, this might end. This might end catastrophically, just like the Netherlands versus England.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you had to bring that one up. Oh no. All right, game number 3. Now, what are we feeling here? What's the vibe? You think this is where they do it? You think this is where the Goobers they unlock, they awaken? Do they have this game in their bag? 'Cause, I mean, we all know you want your prediction to be correct in the 4-1. At this rate, though, I'm kind of scared that none of our predictions are going to be right.
I mean, at this point, I think none of the predictions are gonna be right. I mean, I said 4-1, and that's just because I want them to at least. I mean, it's always when I want to say 4-0, just give them that one game, and it always ends up as a 4-1 or as a 4-0 or a 3-0 or a 2-0, whatever the best out of format is. But yeah, I mean, I can definitely see this going to 4-0 if nothing's changed in this game, because when Pips are gonna be up 3-0, a reverse sweep is needed. And come on now, that isn't gonna happen, right?
I don't know about that. Gad in the chat said the entire playoffs. Okay. Oh, I'm reading. I'm reading. I'm reading the chat wrong. Okay, I was about to say. I was
Yeah.
like, dang, he's talking about our predictions. They're all wrong for the entire playoffs, man. I was like, dang, we're getting called out this early, but no. Look at this. The scoreless goal line here. At 0-0 as we pass the first minute and a half. Something has changed, Aaron, in this game. Something is different. Because if they're able to keep them scoreless for this long, that means the Goobers have figured out at least how to defend against this offense. Op Bomb didn't exactly have boost. So I'm kind of glad Purge did take that. But to a teammate is who they're looking for. Unfortunately, they threw over the possession instead.
Oh yeah, but a defense only gets you thus far. Just like Skip here is gonna try to break that defense there. Not quite though. Swaz is gonna send it right into the corner. Up bomb. Gonna be Resinal challenging there. Birch, the winner there. Skippy there. Oh, Birch has won it. He's
Oh,
gonna pass it to Tiz, but Skippy is right onto that ball. And good bump from. Oh my, that's a good bump. But up bump doesn't have much boost there, but still it gets the save, just like Skippy. And well, oh wow, wow, redirect from Skippy. He's gonna continue it. No, he cannot. Not decontrol there, Birch. Swaz onto the ceiling of the ceiling actually. But yeah, Resinol now is gonna continue this attack and oh, still scoreless. Spicy taquito, taco, whatever.
it is scoreless after halftime. We might have just almost spoken it into existence. Op bomb. You gotta go a bit quicker than that. Good boost grab there from Tiz. Gonna be a waterfall touch here from
Oh,
Resinol. Over to Swaz for completion. And as we're still trying to figure out why the goals hadn't happened just yet, the Pips make sure that we know they are still here. 1-0 the scoreline as we approach the last 2 minutes of regulation.
last 2 minutes in regulation, and while Pips are looking towards his third game to put it right onto match point, well, quite the easiest thing to finish, and both the hardest, because I mean, when you're on match point, you kind of have that. I mean, it's always harder when you're on match point, right? It's gonna be a bit more harder because there's more pressure on the opponent's side to get a game because they have to reverse sweep, so they're gonna try their best, and well, they're still trying their best because they tried to make the 1-1 there, but didn't succeed there. Swaz a bit awkward there. It is taking advantage of that one. Resinal to the side. Well, it's going to be Birch there. Birch, Swaz, up bomb onto counter attack, but Skippy there with the psycho attempt there. But attempt is what it stays at because Birch is like, no, you're not going to do that. He read him completely, and well, he was fully onto him. Birch with the pre-jump, and well, it's in the back of the net. 1-1 Goobers tie it up for the first time in the series, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this is the first time they've actually held a similar scoreline, and Tiz, with possession on kickoff, is going to look to kind of increase it. Had they not got bumped, that dribble play might have found its home. Op bomb up, It's at least a piece of Skippy and nice Goomba. But thank God for Tiz, as the Goobers at least stave off this for the moment. That's a really good back pass. Tiz, good on the interrupt. Op Bomb is going to have to play some defense here. It's still very, very scary for the moment. That back pass is going to go nowhere as Purge over to Tiz, but Tiz needed at least 2 more pads, and that could have been a lead taking point.
Oh, yeah. He tried to pre-flip that one, didn't work out, but unfortunately now, or fortunately actually for them, it's still 1-1. They still have a chance to take this third game to tie it, or not to tie it up, to get a consolation game there for the 2-1. But what a bump from Skippy to deny me there. 2-1, 30 seconds remain, and this game has just turned around.
Oh my gosh. Op Bomb right in the right path to make that block, and that bump was so crucial for the Pips. 2-1, they take the lead here. And I do it again on kickoff. Op Bomb actually narrowly dodges the bump. Purge gonna try to start us off again. Maybe trying to find the teammate off the back wall, and Tiz is not there in time. They still have a chance at offense. Maybe the third off the ceiling. Purge is up. That's a good challenge. Hot Bomb looking for one more, but Skippy is able to get the reset off the wall. Last 10 seconds here, counting down to 5. Purge with possession, and
He has to do it.
And they're going. Oh no! Hot
Safe.
Bomb! Hot Bomb! Whoa!
Wait, did we just witness that?
Oh,
Did he just save his own teammate's shot? Oh my. Wait, so it's best out of 7, right? Why are the players leaving? Oh, changing car, fair enough. Well, I mean, come on now. That was diabolical. Oh my, what a save there from our bomb, but it's on the wrong side.
Yeah, I cannot believe that. The mistakes you make in the heat of the moment. The mistakes you make in the heat of the moment. That's exactly what happens. It is real tough. So what we're gonna see here now is it's match point. Match point for the side of Pips. If this is a game you're gonna win, it would be this one for the side of Goobers. And they've got to stop the momentum completely. Game 3 being the best game that the Goobers have had all series so far. And we almost saw them tie it up in the last few seconds. Unfortunately, the teammate trying to get the block on the defending member ended up blocking the shot. So let's hope they don't make those mistakes in this game. Number 4, match point for the Pips. Can the side of blue at least put 1 on the scoreboard?
You can't be doing those mistakes at that
Yes,
moment.
they can.
But well, you just made up for it. 1-0 in the kickoff. Wow. 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 Just Purge. Okay. Okay, Purge. My bad.
Sorry, Purge. We were unfamiliar with your game.
Exactly.
We were unfamiliar with your game as we get the 1-0 here. Goobers trying to find another one. This is the quickest goal we have seen this entire series. They scored in the first 5 seconds, Aaron.
Oh, yeah. I mean, is it a sign of a reverse sweep? I mean, the reverse sweep comes in different ways, and that's definitely a way it can happen. But let's see what's going to happen there. Huge demo there, but Skippy got back in time because he got that demo on Purge. Pretty huge demo exchange there. A 2v2 for quite a bit of time, but now 3v3 back on the pitch. Resonal is going to take it onto the sidewall. 20 boost doesn't have much to work with. Just to get the 50 with this. That does not have much boost for some reason. Skippy there off the ceiling there to Resonal. Resonal can turn around. Doesn't have much boost for that. He can defend though. He has taken the ball off his opponent. There's going to be a shot, but not quite a good one. An easy save for all bomb.
Tiz trying to help out Purge there. Purge low boost back to Op Bomb. Op Bomb needs to get a better 50. I think genuinely Op Bomb.
Oh!
Well, never mind. I was gonna say I think Op Bomb did get a better positioning from that bump right there, but Purge decided Tiz was the one that was gonna get hit instead of the ball. Unfortunately, 1-1. The Pips tie it up after the first minute.
Yeah, that was a huge double commit, and They both missed. So yeah, when one player is off the field and they both miss, you know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a goal, and that was 1-1. Pretty quick comeback if you ask me. In the first couple of seconds there, and well, it's gonna be Skippy now. Skippy is gonna try to look for a 2-1 here. Can't get it as of yet. Resonal with the 50 on up bump. Get 50 from both sides there. It's gonna be Purge. Purge with another 50. No, doesn't take that 50. Takes it over Skippy. Skippy off the ceiling, but Swaz fails to take it onto his car there. And well, the 50 there. Counter attack. Taze is off the sidewall, but Swaz is there to take it. And Resonal is the one to clean it up.
Ooh, that's a bad touch, but Bomb, not enough power on that shot. Might have been able to find Purchase on the goal. Unfortunately, didn't go their way. Still keeping it tied up as we move into halftime here is really important for the side of the Goobers. We still see these guys put so much pressure on the offense. They've been able to actually develop that pressure through the series. The only, iffy game we saw was that game number 2. But through the first game and in the third game, now even in this fourth, these guys have really tightened up, at least on their possession, and it's just so much more meaningful through the series now. I would like them to, maybe find a bit more connection on possible team plays. Resonal looking for a double off the back wall. That one will be saved. Good play there for Swaz. Another touch. The offense is still heavy and threatening in the blue, but they are able to stave off an attack for now. They've just got to be able to move away from their own goal line.
Oh yeah, I would definitely agree there, but counterattack there is set up by Tiz, but couldn't really do much as Swaz is taking it off the sidewall, pinch to his teammate, that should be a goal, but oh no, he missed it! Oh my, that's a huge miss there, but still on, Skippy from the corner there, good read, but saved by Tiz there, Tiz to the corner, pinching it out, Resonal a shot there, but going wide. Oh, good demo there. In the corner there, Skippy. Can he pass in the middle? Yes, he can. Purge. Awkward touch. Swaz and Tiz. Wow, that is really weird to say behind each other. But yeah, 1-1 still. 120 remain. And it's... Oh, Skippy. Oh my, what are you doing? Oh, almost got that double reset, double tap there. Oh my. But not to give there. Up bomb.
Dang, not enough boost. Bomb trying to continue the attack.
Oh,
no! Gets it over the top of the teammate. It's the good dunk, and we have finally seen the Goobers take their first lead.
I mean, I guess the heart always wins. If they win this one, the chances of a 4-1 is going to be pretty huge. So, hey, props to me for that prediction there. But right before I party too early, there's still 1 minute left. Come on, let's not celebrate too early, right?
Yeah, of course not. We don't need to celebrate too early, but it's still looking really, really good for the side of Goobers. I like Purge trying to play that lead blocker at that moment. That's a good. Oh no!
Why do I celebrate too early always?
Like, oh no! Good for Resonal. Hang on, let's check and see what happened to the defense. Purge, dodging the block in the back. Did you see it? Right down there at the goal line.
Oh yeah, but good positioning there from Pips there to block him from that save and to kind of require him to jump over that, and that also required giving up a goal there for Pips. So yeah, let's see if they can finish it in regulation, or we're gonna need an overtime to split these two. Oh, bomb flip reset, good flip resets are gonna be in. No, Resonal with the save corner or sidewall read. Pardon me, Skippy off the corner there. Can someone reach it? No. Only Purge can defend it out. Purge on the counter attack now. No one on the offense with him though. Oh, well, up on there.
That was good. Tiz needs something in the back line. They're going to be the lone defender. I saw the challenge happening. Can they at least put it in the ground? Yes, they can. Hey, we got OT, Aaron. Game number 4. It's match point for the Pips. But Goobers have definitely scored off kickoff. Can they do it one more time? No. That one gets thwarted. Bomb looking for a nice touch. Sadly, doesn't have enough juice in the tank to put some oomph behind it. Would be a ceiling pinch swag.
Oh, beautiful!
It's gonna end it. What a team play to send us to the semis on the top side of this 18 bracket. It is gonna be the Pips moving on, waiting for their opponent.
I don't know what Pips have been doing on their free play, But they have been doing a lot of pinches here. I mean, already two beautiful goals coming from pinches or coming out of pinches. Oh my, what a pass. And what a goal there. No one of that Goober side expected that. And this game is finished. They move on to the semifinals.
It's just something that happens, man. It's what happens when you have a level of players like you do on the Pips. And I will say that the Goobers' only bad game throughout that entire series was game number 2. Other than that, game number 1 was manageable. Game number 3 was so close, and game number 4 was even closer for a squad that was definitely coming in against a hot team through these Spate regionals. But we're going to have to send it back to the desk for a little bit. We're going to catch a quick break as we get everything set up, guys. But don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this.
Feeling like I'm back, man. Rotten like my last chance. This Gotham City, you could go and call me Batman. I roam the night, saving hoes that are
always be the one that's right here standing by your side. Open up your heart and let me in. I promise not to break you. I promise I'll be all that you want. So let me in my heart before. Let me in. Oh, your love explodes. Our heart implodes. Your love explodes. Our hearts implode.
It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house. 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 It's all about house music. It's all about house music. House music. House music. House music. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about house music.
We were playing with fire. Everything turned to dust. When we aimed to fly higher, we got lost and dragged each other down. We kept running from the shadows in the night, realizing it was not worth the fight. Moving on alone was what felt right, 'cause we were never meant to be. Dum dum da dum day. Dum dum da dum day. Dum dum da dum day. 'Cause we were never meant to be. It feels good, a new beginning. We are free at last.
Welcome back in, everyone. We have our quarterfinals wrapped after that amazing game between Pips and Goobers. Here on the desk, joining us from the booth is a Feisty Keto and Aaron. Man, that was quite the game to kick things off. Shout out Mel, said that it was going to be Pips in 4. I don't want to shout him out, but gotta give it to him.
I also
but
did.
yeah, Aaron also credit where credit is due. But yeah, they will be moving on, and we have the rest of our semifinalists lined up as well. As our next match will be between Spate Esports, that is going to be Kevin Pigeon and TNT going up against Pirates on a Bot, and we have another great match in store. I do want to quickly shout out, though, on the other side of the bracket facing Pips will be Little Birds, who took it via a sweep. And I know Feisty has been dying for this moment. So, Feisty, I'm going to let you get up on your soapbox and tell us about this special run starting for Little Birds.
I mean, come on, dog. Regional 1, man. Regional 1, top 8 after top 8. I mean, good God. They've missed like one, right? They've missed one top 8 where they just had to completely drop out, right? They didn't play. Is that the only one that they had to like forfeit out? They were there, but they
yes.
Yeah, they were there, but like they couldn't play their match. So I like it is over freaking due. It is overdue, is all I'm going to say. I've been riding with these guys for the longest time, and I'm happy to see Shocks stepping up and carrying them through, knowing that Shocks was their original starting member, but they played a lot with Yokes early on in these regionals. So it's nice to see that no matter what, the consistency is there. They will always be a top 8 team here at the Spade Championship Series.
Yeah, and now top 4 taking down the number 1 team, having to make it through that round 1. Ari, we've seen both of those squads have to play real hard here in the playoffs consistently. So what does it mean for Little Birds being able to sweep this Silly Billy squad now going throughout the rest of the night?
I mean, we said it when it was all the way back for the first series between Pips and Goobers, right? It was you have to bring your A game. And Pips did. When they brought a 4-0 to the table, and Little Birds must have been listening as well because they took the same advice and showed up with the same score line. So yet again, you have two teams looking to take their first grand finals victory here at the SCS. And honestly, I mean, I would love to see that happen, but in my heart, that's what my heart's saying. With my eyes and the stats, I feel like whoever ends up winning that game is going to have a really tough time in that grand finals.
Yeah, I mean, this has definitely been, like we said at the top of the broadcast for pre-show, it's been the most tightly contested bracket setup that we have seen for a top 8. And we've seen now 2 upsets on paper, maybe an upset, but on the field, obviously just the better team outright. So Aaron, this Spate team, man, we got to see them yesterday against Silly Billies. Now with Silly Billies out of the equation, you got Pirates on a Bot, who have been arguably that second runner up to them in terms of talent on a roster. How do you feel this Spate team is going to match up against Pirates on a Bot?
I mean, the Spade team, it's a team I liked. I mean, I don't want to be biased here, but it's a team I definitely like with Pigeon, Kevin, and TNT. And possibly Wova if he wants to sub in, or TJ. But, I mean, Pirates on a Boat or on a Bot, that name is pretty confusing, but are pretty solid side there who topped that group 3-0s, unlike Spade who lost the game there. So it can definitely be close, but who's definitely gonna have a bit of an upper hand is, I don't like to say it, but I think Pirates on a boat are definitely gonna be favorites.
Yeah, and I mean, they have been a favorite for a lot of their playoff matches, but Feisty, the last time we saw these two teams match up, it was a 4-2 favor over to Spate playing under the banner of these guys previously, and they went on to win the whole thing. Do we see that happen again, or was it just Pirates on a Bot who had an off night? Because you know the caliber of players, and they've only gone out and gotten an upgrade to that third man spot. So do you think that we see anything different here, or is this a matchup that this Spate roster really likes?
I mean, you done got an upgrade in your third and Buffy. And for those of you guys who are here who may not know that name, that is the same Buffy as Beaver mentioned from G Buffo. And that team is definitely a top 16 caliber team for the RLCS here in NA. So not to say that the previous roster here for the Pirates on the Bot guys wasn't that good. I mean, heck, they had Heps, didn't they?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Night 11 Heps? So like
originally, yes.
yeah. So you replaced a rank A guy with a rank X guy, rank S guy. Oh my gosh, you're literally upgrading. So maybe this upgrade will be something to knock down that Spade squad, because I mean Pigeon, Kevin, and TNT winning this last regional is huge. So having the force that you do now with Buffy on the team is going to be important. And also Revezi and Fearless on the bench. Come on, dude. Come on. The squad is stacked.
Yeah, it's stacked through and through. They got 5 quality players, and even though you just hyped them up, we got word that we're actually going to be seeing Fearless in. So Ari, Fearless in on this roster with Knight and Lev. Is that enough to beat Kevin, Pigeon, and TNT? I mean, you got Pigeon, who has been on this Pirates on a Bot squad for their dominant Frost run, winning 6 in a row. So you got a really familiar person facing off against you. Is that what is going to be the key to things, especially with a sub? You can really just lock down on the 2 people you know so well? Or is Fearless going to be the wild card heading into this?
Well, honestly, I mean, Fearless, when it comes down to it, and the previous teams that they've played on, they were always the standout to me. Whether it was, Fearlias or whatever that name was called, I always forget. But the point is, I think that this might not be an upgrade or a downgrade. I think this is just a side grade, if you will, right? You're kind of just changing up your playstyle a little bit. And sure, that could throw off your main core roster a little bit, but I think that there's not going to be as many gaps as you might think if a different team were to throw in a sub. That being said, I still think Spate is a great team, and I don't want to jump to predictions just yet, but unfortunately, my eyes are feeling a little bit different than my heart as well in this one.
Yeah, definitely going to be a heartbreaker across the board. But now that we are only down to 2 matches, we're going to go ahead and do an off-stream prediction and then get to our on-stream. So I'm going to start with you, Aaron. Between Little Birds and Pips, our off-stream semifinals match, who do you have taking that and making it to the grand finals?
Oh my, how I've seen Pips play today has been, oh my. Uh, really tough decision to make because I saw Little Birds yesterday as well, and they were absolutely phenomenal as well. But damn, uh, um, Little Birds Pips. Let's give it a 4-2, 4-2 for Pips.
4-2 for Pips. All right, Feisty. I think we all know how you're going to pick, but how many games you got it, man?
All right, listen. Give me the same score line, but Little Birds. It's almost like same score line, game 6, but give me the Little Birds.
Okay.
They're on a run, bro. They just beat the Silly Billies. And I'm not saying Silly Billies are better than Pips. It's not at all what I'm going to say. But if you look at the results, they speak for themselves here at SCS. Come on. Let this be the time. Let this be the regional they see grands.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to knock a team that's coming off a sweep win against an opponent that has won back-to-back regionals and a major, has all those accolades under their belt in addition to all their individual accolades. But Ari, who do you have between Little Birds and Pips making it onto the grand finals, and in how many games?
Okay, so we got the reverse for both teams, right? You got 1-4-2 the one way, 1-4-2 the other way. I don't want to be responsible for how this game is decided on the desk, so we're going to flip a coin. Whereas I like to have it, I don't have a coin, so I'm just going to use this LED light strip. The dots up is heads, and heads is going to be Little Birds because they're on top of the bracket. Here we go. It's heads. All right, Little Birds. Little Birds in 7.
Little Birds in 7.
She said Little Birds. It doesn't matter. She said Little Birds. Let's
So
go.
we got a 2-1 prediction for Little Birds. It's going to be tough, especially with the momentum that both of these teams have come through. But I think we're all in agreement that it's at least going to go longer than 4 games that they had to play before. Now let's get to our on broadcast match between Spate and Pirates on a Bot. Are you going to stick with you? Who do you have and in how many games?
Oh, okay. So I love this Spate roster, not because, this is a Spate broadcast, but I love this Spate roster. Ever since I saw Kevin just slamming 5 goals and absolutely freestyle on their opponents. I mean, that was such a fun game. And along with Pigeon and the rest of their whole roster, right? The main, the subs, everything. It really is a joy to watch them. But you got to look at the other side, too. Pirates on a Bot are just demons on the field. And we talked about their stacked roster, too. So I think this is going 6 games. But my heart says it's Spate in 6. My eyes and the statistics in the paper, they're going to go for Pirates on a Bot in 6. And I guess that will be my official prediction on what I think is going to happen.
Fair enough. Definitely a formidable squad. Feisty, who you got, man?
This was tough. It's really tough because, again, you get the guys who just won the last regional playing against the guys that they had to beat to get. They did beat Pirates on the Bot to get to Grands, right?
Yeah, they took them down in semifinals in 6.
Yes, that's what it was. So the previous result here is they've already beat the squad 1 time. With the upgrade, even though they aren't playing with Buffy, which if they were playing with Buffy, I definitely would say game 7 for sure. Can't say exactly if it is game 7. I will go game 6. I think that I'm gonna have to use some recency bias here. Unfortunately, I do think Spade probably does take it in 6, but I would love to see an upset.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like either way you could call it an upset, right? You got
Oh, yeah.
you got the number 4 overall team going up against a team that is, I believe, currently 9th in points. So either way you could call it upset because they're regional winners. Semantics, right? Aaron, who you
8.
got?
They're number 8, by the way.
8. There you go.
I mean, this is. I mean, for me, if a game goes to game 7 today, it's definitely gonna be this one. And well, it could go either side for me, but I'm gonna put in a bit of bias because Pigeon has unfollowed me on Twitter, so we go 4-3 on Pirates on a boat.
Pirates on a boat. So what you're saying is if Pigeon goes and follows you on Twitter right now, it's going to swing the other way. So
Yeah.
just make sure to keep those notifications so that way you can
Yeah.
update the prediction in real time and give him that
Yep.
caster blessing. Well,
That's
that's quite the story that we got cooking here. And yeah, it's going to just definitely be a very interesting matchup. I think that just seeing what we saw last time between these two teams makes it that much better, especially with Pigeon coming off of an MVP performance. You got the most recent regional winners and the most recent regional MVP on your side for Spate. But Pirates on a Bot, you got so much history and pedigree behind Knight and Lev as a duo. And at some points, you can just see them 2v3ing entire rosters and entire squads. So going to definitely be a tightly contested match. Looks like we're still waiting a little bit for this this next match to go ahead and get started. But Spate versus No Idea. I wanted to just get quick thoughts. Did we think that was going to go 5, or were we expecting something a little bit longer? Feisty, I know that you are one of our more seasoned casters here for SCS and have been able to see this No Idea squad many, many times. Did you think that it was going to be that easily seeming as a series for Spate?
No, I want to know if it was Mans or Flying was playing. I would definitely know if it was that squad or one of the subs. But getting taken down in 5, especially with the No Idea squad that we've seen multiple times, even though it's changed a little bit, but the No Idea squad we have seen throughout these regionals, I am very, very surprised that that they did get taken down in 5. I would have sworn that was minimum 6-game series. So that is a real interesting result. The fact that they lost, I guess I am less than surprised, but it's still interesting because that No Idea squad could have absolutely won that game. They've definitely beat tougher opponents in other regionals. So
yeah, definitely a interesting route that Spate has had to take to get to this point. Pirates on a Bot, they still seem like the favorites on paper. You've heard it from us on the desk. It looks like everything is ready and raring to go. Let's get over to the booth for Ari, Cass, and Beaver to take us to the pitch.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Spate Championship Series is going to be your semifinals matchup between the Spate Esports Squad and Pirates on a Bot. It is Beaver, it is Ari, bringing you the hot semifinal action and a best of 7 that is sure to be an absolute banger. And we're going to get ready to kick it off now.
I mean, something that I prefaced on the desk that I do want to talk just a little bit about is, whoever takes this, it feels like they're going to be the favorite in the grand final. So this kind of is a grand final, if you will, in its own right. And hopefully we get to see that in terms of the gameplay. Both teams wanting to show up for, well, at least 4 games, the ones that they win. But I think from a viewer standpoint, we would love to see this in 7, but TNT with a big start.
Indeed, just a nice little midfield touch. Able to get past Fearless. And then right over, we'll call it a little musty. Got it off the roof of the car instead of the hood. Either way, it's pretty. It goes in. Spate Esports going to open up the scoring here. Just 24 seconds. All it's going to take is to look to get another one off the kickoff. Fearless with a great pre-jump save away from Pigeon. That one, Ari, was dangerous off the bat. 2-0 would have been a little bit tough. At least they kept it just at 1 for now.
I saw what Fearless was going for there, trying to make a read, but unfortunately not. No scoring just yet for this blue side, this Pirates on a Bot squad. Lev all the way up in the air, trying to get something done, but unfortunately not today. And not again. They're having some solid chances, but the Spate defense holding strong. The question is, how long can they hold it for? Because You know, we have seen both of these teams. They love to get aggressive and score, get out to those leads, and then you see that energy start to dwindle just a little bit. So this one, it's going to be a nail biter. It's going to be back and forth, but it's about who can keep on to that momentum for the longest.
Indeed, and something that is going to be fairly critical throughout this entire match will be the boost consumption. We'll keep a heavy look on it, but both of these teams we know love to fly, and that's only attributed to that nitrous in your tank. You're able to keep that pace and keep it going. Speaking of pace, it's another one fired on net by TNT. It will tickle the twine again. It's 2 for TNT.
You know, nice little 50 there from Kevin, sets it up, and really, right, you just have a shot that's already going through, but you have to kind of question, okay, where was the extra defender? Like, sure, you're expecting Fearless to probably get a better 50 than that, but unfortunately, they didn't, and it felt like they were putting too much pressure on that third man right there, so already the overzealousness of Pirates on a Bot starting to show, which they are certainly allowed to do, but only when they're, I would say, up by a few goals.
Yeah, and we see once again that miscommunication there. It's Naya and Fearless trying to attack each other for the ball, and that's just going to be banged back into the other half, and Naya has to chase it up with no boost. Not a lot you could do here with no momentum. He missed the mid boost too as he's still empty. TNT just hanging in the balance there, and it is going to be Kevin looks to clear it out. This first half been absolutely dominated as TNT is going to come up with a save as well with 2:30 to go here in game 1.
Have to ask you, Beaver, do you think that these comms moments, these kind of misplays are because of the sub stand-in, right? Like, it is a new adjustment, but you would think they'd be a little bit stronger than this, just based off of how many times these players have seen each other against each other and probably played in ranked. You'd have to be at least a little familiar with their game.
Yeah, you know, I'm seeing not necessarily, I mean, there's a little bit of a lack of communication there for one, but there's nothing really that's been a threat offensively. I mean, we've seen 4 shots from this blue side, but nothing has been, you know, even that. Lev gets a flip reset, pops it towards the net, but it's right at somebody. There's nobody for the second opportunity, and Naya's been without boost literally every time I've looked at him, except for there where he picks up the mid boost. So obviously, again, I talked about it a little bit earlier, as Knight now picks up a bump. Lev, flip reset coming over, and then denied by TNT. And then Naya doesn't put the second shot opportunity on. It's just threats with no follow-up, and they've just been punished on their side.
Yeah, you saw a few more double commits on that offensive push, maybe stacking up to be why the goal never came through, but coulda, shoulda, woulda, we'll never know what could have happened. And Pirates and Avant, they remain at this big fat donut on the scoreboard as we approach the final minute of game number 1. Pigeon with a little bit of a musty flick, trying to get this ball even more downfield. Kevin dropping this one. It's dangerous, but the save is made by Fearless. And that's exactly what you're going to need. No fear when you go for those saves, because you have 2 goals to make up and almost the first. But Kevin clears it away. A solid chance finally for Pirates on a bot, but they're still coming up empty.
Yeah, it was a good look. Naya almost came down with that one. The waterfall almost finding its way through, but time not on the side of the Pirates on a bot here. Is 30 ticks to go, and they're chasing 2. Pigeon just throwing himself at the play, decides to keep this one locked in. It's Fearless. But fakes the musty, gets TNT to go. Continues to move along the play. Tries to fake again. He had no boost. So just trying to use a combination of fakes there to move along the play after the second one. Pigeon was not fooled. It is Lev towards the back wall, denied once again by TNT. Has been all over the pitch. 2 goals on offense, a bunch of saves here on defense, as well as he has the hat trick of saves. A savior medal for TNT, and it is blown up Pirates on a bot here in game 1 as they are losing this one 2-0 in favor of Spade Esports.
Well, look at that. I mean, you get a clean 2-0 win, TNT, with both of the goals in this game if you're Spade. And honestly, like, props to you, right? Sure, they're coming off the back of the regional win, but still, down in points. We said it on the desk. It was a little bit of an upset either way, depending on who wins this. But for me, I feel like it's a little bit more personal. I hate to make this all about me, but I was rooting for Spade. I didn't think they'd actually come out and take game 1 just like this. I feel like You know, if I could adjust my prediction right now, I'd say they'd probably take this in 5 just off of what I saw in the first game.
It was just a lot of dysfunction, I guess you can call it, that you saw from that Pirates on a Bot squad. There is no type of play. There was no cohesion. And we talked about it, a little bit. Is it that revolving door of teammates that's maybe causing this chem to fail a little bit here? But these players are top level for a reason. They can adapt, adjust, and overcome. It is game 2 between Spate Esports and Pirates on a Bot. Pirates looking to answer back here.
And they're certainly going to need one. I mean, 2 goals already unanswered, and something that I do like to do is just count how many games it goes across, because sometimes when you see these matchups, you'll have teams go without a goal for a few games, and that's something that you don't want to see. I mean, the timeouts, I'm not quite sure if they're an effect here in SCS, but they are. Okay, so, you might have to utilize one going into maybe game number 3 if you only find yourself with one or, God forbid, nothing to show for it. But TNT picking right back up where they left off. It's an unofficial hat trick over 2 games.
Indeed, and just dices past everybody, gets past Knight and Lev, and Fearless just not able to get back on the rotate. And now, once again, punched in the mouth, this Spate Esports squad just throwing punches in bunches, and Nightya's trying to throw a punch on Pigeon, but it doesn't matter because once again, it's TNT sweeping behind and making the save. TNT has been all over the pitch. We're saying his name a lot, but Ari's for good reason, but here they go, shutting him up. It is Fearless, had 3 saves in the first one, finally on the score sheet here with a goal.
Yeah, Nightya with a nice little setup there, and TNT kind of just has to make a gamble play. Do I go for that slow and possibly miss the shot over towards the far post, or do I take it too fast and then risk having it go behind me? But, I mean, props to a great placement from Fearless, as well as that, finally, team chemistry that we're starting to see. But I want it to be a little more consistent, right? And I'm sure that Pirates on a Bot do as well, because 1 goal is not going to be enough to win you the series.
Absolutely not. This won't even be enough to win you this game, as this one is knotted up at 1 here. Next one, of course, proven to be crucial. It's Pigeon looking to get going here in game 2. Tries to get past Fearless. Tries to dunk him down. Is going to go a little wide. Fearless picks up the save. It's TNT. Flip reset. Gets it towards Kevin in the mid. A pretty looking play. It's Kevin with a finish. What a dime by TNT with the corner double and the flip reset to get it toward the mid.
Yeah, that was beautiful. TNT, I mean, hold up. If you didn't know who TNT was before, I wasn't super familiar, but like, come on. After this series, they've got to be on your radar because they are just exploding into the scene right now. Even this series, look out for them in the grand finals if they make it there, and it looks like they will. Just a great start for Spade overall, and my only worry is, okay, when is this gonna stop? Because it feels inevitable how Spade always has a little speed bump here and there.
They just look to be the quicker team. They look to be in better positions, and we see that as just an immediate challenge from Kev, just thwarting immediately the offensive attack for Pirates here. TNT throws that into the corner towards Pigeon. Again, it's perfectly placed. Over towards Pigeon, trying to go coast to coast, but not enough boost to do so. But the 50 in a favorable spot. Kevin banks it forward. Lev able to clear it off the back wall, but here it comes. Pigeon again. A double tap towards the mid, denied by Nightya. Looks to get us over to Fearless to clear the zone.
Evan now the one with it over towards their own area, and oh boy, that's a little bit of a misplay, and that will be capitalized on. There you go, Lev. Have a little bit of a freebie. It's a 2-2 tie, and Pirates on a Bot. Well, they'll take the goals how they can.
You know, and now it's going to be about the ice. If you are Spade, that is an absolute one that should never be scored on you. You get 2 people colliding on the back line, and Lev isn't going to find an easier one than that. You got to keep your composure. You've been outplaying them, but you are still managed to find yourself tied 2 after that mistake. You got to keep it going, and Pigeon trying to throw it towards the mid, just a little off. Is Fearless gonna collect this mid boost tower, looking to do something with this pop. Corner double over towards the mid. He's got Nightya's there, popped off into the ceiling. The third man not flying up as Lev opted to stay on back. Here's Fearless, looks to clear the zone. Here is Pigeon, shot towards net, absolutely slotted, but denied by Lev.
very, very close, but it still feels like Spate is in control. Sure, they've had their ups and downs in this one, but still showing that they're the one that can consistently get offensive chances, just like this one. Here comes Kevin! And the shot's a little bit too weak over towards the left side. That ball going to go too far away. Pigeon with the last attempt, but it feels like it's just a little bit of a ploy to get reset. Kevin, though, to make sure they have this advantage and can keep the possession as the demo comes through, and you're going to see another zone entry from the Spate side.
They had to push their way through. It is Kevin tossing this cross pitch. You thought Pigeon was maybe going to grab that mid boost. But here's some trouble. Naya with the bump. It's Fearless punishing the back of the net, and Naya punish Pigeon along the back wall here. You see the beautiful play. It's an air dribble bump, and Fearless will come up with the finish. Exactly the momentum you need if you're Pirates on a bot. I talked about it a little bit. Sometimes you just need that one goal to go your way. It doesn't matter how it goes in, and that's going to allow you to take control of the series, and Pirates are looking to hang on this last 60.
I mean, we knew this series was going to be close, but oh boy, what a close game. This one especially is proving to be. Kevin up off the ceiling. This one's going to fall, but no follow-up from Pigeon there. Just didn't have either the right space or the right angle to go about that, and so they will have to rotate on back, which is going to allow Pirates on the bot a chance to maybe seal the deal here with an extra offensive play. Fearless with the flip reset. Can't quite get the angle or the power in the right direction, so it will be just time burned off the clock, but that's still a solid consolation prize for Pirates on a bot, as they're going to keep this ball offensive before finally Pigeon, well, I was going to say he's going to knock it out, but I got actually 50s it into their own net.
Yeah, you can't really blame, obviously, Spate there. Got 16 seconds left to go. You're just trying to make something happen as TNT cheating up the field there. But Lev, the beneficiary of a few absolutely nil targets there, as nobody was in the net. You take him, and he's going to take the score sheet and put it towards those tallies towards the end of the year banquet. And we said they needed to answer. Did Pirates on a bot here in game 2? An answer they did, as the waning seconds fall off the clock here in game 2. It is 4-2. Pirates on a bot. This series back evened up at 1.
I mean, hey, good on them, right? We always talk about the mental kind of how these days can get long if you're playing 3 series, 3 best of 7s that go the distance. But this one, right, it's not too far in. With the ability to bounce back after a 2-0 loss, come back, and now you're even in the goal differential going into game number 3. You're tied up on the scoreline in terms of the series. This has got to feel good, and it feels like almost they're in the lead, if you get what I'm saying.
You know, in hockey, we call it tilting of the ice, right? And essentially is where the momentum is going in the series. And, we mentioned it. It started off with just a little snowball that was Kevin and TNT bumping each other along the back line. And then it turned into that goal. And then it turns into Lev starts feeling good. And then they get another. And that snowball is just starting to roll. And Pirates on a Bot is a team you do not want to allow to have momentum, because that snowball would just continue to go bigger and bigger and bigger. And the avalanche of Pirates on a Bot will just certainly overcome you. And you hate to, hang your hat on just one pivotal point so early to go through in the series, but Ari, just log that one in the brain a little bit. If you see this series decide to go south, that very well could have been the turning point.
I mean, we'll have to see, right? Only time will tell what this result will be. And so, as we get into this third game, something we haven't seen quite yet is a kickoff goal. And I don't want to speak it into the existence, but, I feel like that's...
Mel knows nothing. It's Ari. Ari knows all. Calls for the kickoff goal, and it's not a caster curse. It's a caster blessing. His Knight is going to find the back of the net off the kickoff, courtesy of Ari.
I feel bad about that one. These teams, they're notorious for, piling few goals on just like that, right? Starting off with a solid advantage. And I was like, oh, maybe we were going to change it up today. We didn't see one in the first 2 games. That's crazy. And then we just see it all collapse. But it looks like already the pace has sped on up I mean, these teams are zooming around the field, and I think that's because of that initial kickoff goal. It has to put some sort of urgency on Spate to say, oh boy, we're already down. It's been like 4 seconds.
And the fact that there was 2 people on the back of the goal line there. I mean, Nightya put a good shot towards net. You know, in the technical aspect of it, it will get charged as an own goal as the trail was orange going into the back of their own net. But it came kind of like pinballed off of 2. And it truly is, you know, sometimes you just throw stuff at the net and see if it falls. And it did happen to go for Nightya there. And it gave them the lead right off of the bat. But just talked again about that momentum. When you're playing good, you're feeling a little good, you're coming off a win. Sometimes things just happen, and that kind of just happened.
If you want to summarize this series in TLDR for the first 2 games, Game 1, growing pains. Game 2, no more growing pains. Game 3, back to normal. I mean, this is
we back.
we back. I mean, these teams, they're balling, they're having a good time, and you can see that maybe Spade's team chem has dipped a little bit. They're reverting back to what we would consider their usual selves, and I don't want to say that, wow, they're not a good team chem team.
Oh, what is that?
Look at that. See, they just have a lot of solo play potential, and that's what they're going to rely on to win this game. TNT blowing this one into the net, and it's a tie game.
That's just a gnarly 50 that happens to find its way off of the corner into the net, but it's nobody other than TNT. He has been the lifeblood of the Spate Esports squad here in this series, and again, it's the momentum. Maybe that's what they needed. Pirates on a bot, they got the dirty goal to turn the series. Maybe that's the dirty one that tilts the ice back normal. Is there just carnage everywhere? Cars all over the floor of the junkyard in full effect there, but no goals off of all the demos here as we come up on an even second half here in a series that's even. Game 3, the most pivotal one, and this next goal gonna be crucial.
I'd like to see demos being invested into this game, right? Oh, we're having a little bit of trouble getting a scoring play or an attacking play at that. Let's just remove somebody. Make sure that we don't have any sort of disruption towards that midfield. And that is what Pirates on a Bot love to do. So I'm very, very happy for Spade that they realize that's the gap in their opponent's defenses. If you can stop them from doing their disrupting in the first place, you're going to get yourself on the offense a lot more. But, oh, that was a weird sort of sequence as this ball will just fly very offensively for Spade. Maybe a chance here if they can get the rotations corrected. But no, Lev will be able to get the 50, and you will see this one float back the other way.
You know, and it's the old adage, you know, if you can't beat them, bump them. Is Nightya. Oh, buddy. That is a tough one. Sad trombone for Nightya as he puts that into the next closest net. Unfortunately, that one's not his. And all the momentum that you had from them bumping into each other, kiss that one goodbye, as this one is back in the favor of Spate Esports. That is a tough slate for Knight, and both of them already have been a little bit interesting. You had that 50 that was weird into the corner that just popped into the back of the net, and now Knight own goals, and there's an absolute empty net extravaganza, and Kevin finds his way on the score sheet, and it is all going wrong for Pirates on a Bot.
I mean, maybe Pirates on a Bot just wanted to prove that the goal that they had on the board was from their shot. And while it doesn't exactly translate, but now you have one shot from Pirates on a Bot that went in, right? Granted, it was their own net, and you had one from Spate that went in their own net. So now everyone's back to even when it comes to Spate have scored 3 goals, Pirates on a Bot have scored 1. It's just that which way it might have been credited, it's a little wishy-washy. But now, final minute, whole different story. You have to forget about the past. But oh boy, you can't forget about how much pressure you have in terms of that time. Kevin already looking to get this one centered, but can't quite find, as there is too many players from Pirates on a Bot in their way. Fearless will drop this one down, but stolen away by TNT, and that might just set up an additional scoring chance.
I think he would have had a better opportunity there had he just passed that over to Pigeon instead of going for the flip reset catch instead. These players did turn over possession here, but it is Pigeon looking to recover. Goes over the midfield stripe. Flip reset to get past Fearless. Over towards TNT. Couldn't flare himself into that one as Pigeon looks to keep the pace. Taken away by Lev. But just 18 seconds to go here. Now 15 ticks on the clock. And I don't think they've installed the 2-pointer pack yet into this one. And it's once again the story of Game 3. A series of unfortunate events, Ari, that were most favorable for this Spade Esports squad.
Well, that was a series. And yeah, I think that is back to normal. That is the definition of that game. Now, can we take game 3, flip it around, get not normal? I want to see these teams at their peak, right? Because if you see this one go the way of Spate, it's now 3-1 for the series. You're on match point. You're going to feel a little bit pressure if you're Pirates on a bot, and you're not going to play your normal self. So really, this game, you have to focus on, let's play our game. And if we lose, oh well, we tried. We still have some ways to go and to adjust. But they need to get themselves back on their consistent 3-man rotations, disruption towards the mid, and maybe then they're going to see that success.
You know, and you talked a little bit in the middle of that game, Ari, about the physical play that comes into it. And we knew Pirates on a bot, they do like to take the body a lot. They do like to put people in the penalty box, but they got out bumped there and out demoed. It was 5 demos for the side of the orange squad here, Spate, and then Pirates on a bot only 2. So they got beat kind of at their own game, a little bit of taste of their own medicine. And you know, they had the momentum, right? They were able to come through and score immediately, and looking like we're going to scuff the lobby here. Perhaps get back into a new one. So we'll have a little bit more time to yap about this one as we get into game 4. So it's a typical timeout, we're going to call it, where we're just going to say, yeah, something's broken. Maybe the controller disconnected or whatever. Give these teams a little bit more of a breather. But do you think that they have to increase that physical play, Ari, or is it just about playing a little bit more cohesive?
Well, which team would you say? Pirates on a bot?
Pirates on a, yeah.
Okay. Well, for them, they were never really a team to rely on that physical play. Like, yes, you saw, who was it? Nightya with that midair bump. It was beautiful. But their passing, honestly, is better than any sort of physical play that we've seen them muster before. So, honestly, they get that passing play going. I think you're going to see a lot more of that results that they typically find. And yeah, it comes down to just playing confidently, because you let your not former teammate, but your alternate teammate in a different world, Pigeon, get on your nerves. There's definitely some clashes going on there. So just focus on the game. Really, that's what it comes down to.
And we've seen an interesting kind of formula here for Pirates on a bot, where a lot of their offense does run through Lev, who's had a quiet series so far. We'll say it. Haven't been calling his name as much as we normally do. But Lev, once again, is that player who not only cheers for himself in chat, which, by the way, I think that's cool, as he's starting the own Lev chat, the Spade Esports Twitch channel. But he's a player who is very, very, like, if things are going well, he's just playing lights out. He can hang with anybody. He's going to be scoring 100 goals a game. But, you know, when he's quiet, and he needs something to drag him out. And a lot of times it's coming off of a feed from Nightya coming across the middle. Lev is going to be the impact player who is going to decide if this Pirates on a bot squad is going to win the series or not. If he's going to start to pop off, then they have a chance to even up this game 4. And then in a best of 3, it's anybody's ball game in those last 3 games. But the offense throughout the entire Spate Championship series has ran through Lev. It still needs to continue to run through Lev. Gonna have to make some plays here in game 4, because a 3-1 against this Spate Esports squad, I don't know.
Yeah, I think, well, something that I did realize is, normally Nightya and Lev try and play without comms until they absolutely need it. But already you're seeing them not in the typical VC that they're normally in, deafened or muted or doing whatever, yapping with other people. So that gives me a little bit of faith that they're actually all 3 in comms, calming together, which is something we've looked for these teams to keep on doing. And now with that, maybe that gives them the upper edge here. I don't know if last game they were in commas, but certainly this game they are. And they're going to need to utilize that if they want to find themselves the equalizer in the series.
Absolutely. It's going to save from Lev. It was almost the opening kickoff goal again. Now Fearless looks to get a flip reset, keeps it low. Pigeon able to clear this out. Naya not able to get the 50-50 that he's looking for. His Pigeon slow played it around the corner. Fakes out Naya. Not able to get past him though, and another 50 is Fearless flying up. Naya shot towards net, taken away by TNT. This is the pressure you need. If you're Pirates on a bot, just keep it locked in this half. Keep pressuring and pumping those shots through, but it's Pigeon on the counterattack with a flip reset. It's good denial by Fearless as Kevin not able to get this one as it floats its way on through. Lev touches that down. Now in the Fennec, he changes his car, Ari, every single game, looking for one that works. And this one may be the sauce for Lev. He's going to open up with a nice flip reset carry.
Passing play. What did I say? I mean, simple passing play nonetheless, but gets the job done. There was a threat there from Naya to maybe go for the bump. And I feel like, can we call it the Rizzo roll? Like, Naya, is that just assist, third man when you absolutely need and can be capable of it, but like does the dirty work for the whole team. Really just is the nuisance in your back line that you never want to have to address, but you certainly have to, and there it pays off. Here. It's going to be the opposite team. It's going to be Spate now on the offensive, but they actually left a little bit of a gap, so they're lucky that their counterattack didn't come on through. They keep the offensive pressure and eventually break through the brick wall of Pirates on a bot defense. It's Kevin to score this one.
And it was Pigeon. Doesn't get any credit for it. TNT is going to get the assist. Kevin, of course, with the finish. The Pigeon absolutely wiped out the third man there and left that one relatively open. All he had to do was knock that one through, and Kevin able to deliver off the feed off TNT. This match knotted back up at 1 here, and this is probably the most important game of the series. Either we got a new ball game or you got a 3-1, and as previously discussed, a 3-1 against a squad that's playing this well is going to be absolutely tough. Impossible, but you surely would rather be playing from an even score sheet than you're back against the wall. Kevin going to toss that one towards the midfield, taken away by Lev. Kevin with a big demo on Naya, who's proved to do well on the defensive half, but stolen away from Fearless was Pigeon. Naya off the respawn, no boost, able to get this one through. High off the backboard, Fearless, bad touchdown. TNT slow plays it. It's going to be looking for a high arcing double to get that one down. Naya's there. Both players in the net. It was a double bully. Did you see that one, Arlie? Kevin and TNT went into the back of the net to chase down the bump.
I mean, you should totally make that play. Now, would I say that normally? No. But Pirates on a bot, they triple commit to make the previous save. So they're already boost starved. The counterattack really isn't going to be that great unless they can land a long shot from their own side while everybody is flying around. So by maybe not sending them fully into the net, but still sending at least one player, applying that pressure, you're going to see yourself get a goal probably 8 times out of 10. That percentage is a lot better for you, and now it trickles yet again into another goal. It's Spate up 3-1.
TNT is on another level this series, and he picks up the pull shot there on Lev. It was going in if Lev wasn't there anyway, so can't discount him too much on that one, but it's so quick, so speedy to get that flip reset, to get the power, the precision, and the accuracy. TNT has it all this series, and he's looking to get another, but Fearless able to punch this one out. I mean, you got to find a way to stop TNT because he is absolutely putting the boots to you here in this series. Here he goes again. Look at that. Open net. Nobody home but TNT. And who would you think scores it?
What happened here?
And they double it was Naya and Fearless. I think sorry, it was Lev and Fearless with a double commit.
Well, I think Fearless ran out of boost and didn't comment until it was too late, and then Lev said, "Oh, I got it," but it was too late. So that delay on either the comm or just not being aware, or the play not fully there, it really, that's a big error. And that stacks up, right? That is the reason why Spate are winning this series. They're up 2-1, trying to make it 3-1 here. And Spate, I mean, they can just keep doing what they're doing. If they want to see themselves victorious of at least this game, they don't need the score, but they certainly will. And TNT make it a hat trick in this game. 6 total, I believe, for the whole series so far.
And it just comes off unassisted. A turnover in the defensive half. Nobody back. Not able to get that through with 0 boost. And it is an absolute slacking here in 5-1. Still time for perhaps a South American trip. If you're Spade here, as they are looking for another 2 goals in this last 90 seconds. But Pirates on a bot, they are looking sunk, I would say for sure. They're just playing extremely flat, Ari, and I'm not sure how they drag themselves out of this.
I mean, maybe they need to get themselves demoed completely so they can get a new set of car, new set of flat tires. Instead, replace those with good tires. And maybe they're going to show up in what we assume to be the next game, because this one, even though it's not over, it feels over. Yes, the 10-second rule applies. If you score 1 goal every 10 seconds, you'll be okay. Let's be real. That rarely ever happens, and I was gonna say it's not even starting here because now you have 3 defenders now just to set up for another attack.
And you got Pigeon who just pre-jumps that from a million years away, and Kevin says, hey, use all your boost on the pre-jump. I'm gonna bump you out of the way. Kind of the style you can play here with 30 to go. Lev over to Fearless, and that at least gets you something to feel good about. It's not going to shift the momentum your way. You're still looking at a tremendous deficit here, but at least you put one on the scoreboard.
Something for you. You mentioned that South American trip, and I have to agree, had we seen it, I don't think there's a world that Pirates on a bot come back in the next game, and
they may not even play Game 5.
Right. I mean, they are a very emotion-based team. So definitely in the cards, you can put that on your bingo board for a team to rage quit. But still, this deep in, I think they would have at least tried. And right now, they're going to try their best. But to no avail, it will be 3-1 the series score. Fate, they move themselves 1 game away from the grand finals.
And it has been just a dominating performance, obviously, with the exception of that game 2, which one would argue was a bit unlucky that they lost that game. Again, starting off that bump play between each other. But you had that just absolute collapse in game 3, and then game 4 here, just an all-out onslaught. Three wins now, Ari, for this Spade Esports squad. If you had to take a guess, who was going to be the MVP of those first 3 games?
Is it TNT, or TNT?
You would be correct. TNT all the way. He's had, I believe, 580, 590, and now 720 on the score sheet here. I mean, can he just continue outdoing himself? Are we dropping a Thaui here in the decider? Like, come on. These guys are just doing it for the squad. We have a little ad hoc, I guess, timeout. Didn't take an official one, but everyone's staying in the lobby. They're just trying to collect themselves. It is a 3-1 hole. You need to get 3 straight here. If you're this Pirates on a bot squad, do you think they have it in Amari, or this one's over?
Uh-oh. I accidentally joined the lobby. I was on a team. There we go.
Hey, my man said, yep, they have a spot. If I am on the squad, put me in the lobby there. We can head back into the game. Just a little fun there from the caster there. I like it. Maybe if they, maybe they need the 4v3 in order to have a shot here. I don't know.
I mean, hey, sometimes you need a Diamond 2 Rumble player to make something happen. And it looks like that day is not today. But maybe someday. We'll never know. Right now, Pirates on a bot, they're looking for some sort of advantage, and it's not going to come in the first 30 seconds. I'll tell you that. Kevin already trickling this one in, and yeah, the bubbles to show for it.
I think this is perhaps the first goal that TNT hasn't been a part of. If you're looking at goal participation. He's probably at like 98% now after that one. Kevin, look at it. Oh, what a pass over to Pigeon. Slide it on through. Stop. They're already dead as they're put another one on the board. It's 2-0 with 30 seconds to go, and Pirates on a bot. They are walking the plank.
It's so unlike them to kind of tumble over and just give it, right? It was what, 5-1 at some point last game. Now it's 2-0. It's just, this is what the score was at the end of game 1. Now you're telling me within the first minute we see the same score as what we were expecting at least a few more games to sort of look like? This is absurd, and the fact that Spate are just coming out being this dominant really shows how good, how solid of a team they are, and really what their chances are at not only taking this regional, but maybe even the major and the finals overall.
Absolutely. I mean, again, the game isn't over particularly yet. I mean, I guess the good thing if you're going to go down by 2 goals in 30 seconds is you got 4 minutes and 30 seconds to try and pick it back up here. They cannot concede another, and they need to be all-out offense here to try to get one through, and you got to shut down the man, the myth, the legend, the TNT for this one, who, as I'm trying to talk to him about a thou, he has 32 points at the current regard there. Just picked up another ball touch, 34. Pigeon's going to moonshot this one all the way down the pitch, and it is going to go just a little wide here. Knight, the perennial third man trying to do it on offense now. That's how you know we're tossing everything towards the window.
I was mentioning with the casters, I don't know if you were there for it, Beaver, but off stream, I was talking about conditional probabilities, and it's, you can make your initial prediction towards the beginning of the match, right? Where it's, oh, I think this team's going to win 4-0, 4-1. Well, here's my conditional prediction for you. If Spate manages to score a third goal here unanswered, Pirates on a bot are not coming back. And that's just based off of momentum, confidence, just how they've been playing this game. I feel like there's no way that Pirates on a bot come back, so they need this goal now. And they come close here, but still, nothing to show for it.
Ari's pulling a Mel here. He's going to pick the favorite that if you're a betting line, you're at like minus 2,000 for them to win this series now. So you're winning pennies on the dollar, but
hey, I already made my prediction. I will stay by my prediction, and it's going to be very wrong here.
Well, I'll go on the record to say that, obviously I wasn't on that desk. I would have picked Pirates on a bot, man, and this Spate team has surprised me just with their ability to come through, just play extremely fast, keep Knight, basically, he's the third man, pretty typically, but has a lot of, momentum and technical skill to move it up as Kevin throws through another one. But if there's a tracker for how long this dude's been on 0 boost, because he hasn't had boost for like the entire series. Every time I look over at him, he's just less than 20 or absolute empty. And that's not saying that Knight can't pick up a boost or is being neutralized or anything like that, but they've just been boost monsters, the boost goblins, particularly Pigeon, who just decides to overfill. He's got 98 boosts, but he's like, hey, a big pad, let me grab that one too, just so nobody else can have it. And there's just been wraps. They've been operating off pads from what it seems like most of the game, and a team that relies on fast-paced play. And for a team that relies on, as you said, making that extra pass and the kind of misdirection, you need boost to make those plays happen, and they just constantly seem like they just don't have it.
Yeah, really, really unfortunate Spate. They're just absolutely showing off, and seems like they're gonna try to do so here. Pigeon with a nice little weird touch. It's stylish, but unfortunately no goal to show for it. Instead, this one almost goes back into their own net, and it will. The touch from, I believe it was TNT, just does not go as expected, and a little bit of a breath of life for Pirates on a bot.
You're talking 0.001 chance here. But get a kickoff goal. It's a good kickoff for it, Lev not able to get that one through. I'm not quite sure why Lev doesn't just commit to that. You're down a bunch. You need to. I mean, maybe you concede the goal, but I think you just got to go for it and have that hard cheat going on here. But it is Kevin throws that one towards the net. It's down. It's in. And this Spate Esports squad, not a coast to coast. They're going to pick up the gentleman sweep, but they have by far looked like the better team. And we talked about it. You know, now both of our number 1 and our number 2 seeds going down. Silly Billies lost 4-0 to Little Birds. Pirates on a bot going to lose 4-1 here in the semifinals. Maybe this has gotten a lot closer in terms of the competition than we originally thought, Ari.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I always believed in these guys from the start, and that's not because we're on the Spate broadcast. I really like their team's play style, and they're proving it here that they are capable of being the best. Not once, but maybe twice in a row if all goes well. Their second game, it is going to be Spate taking the series 4-1. And I guess I have to end off the cast with a little question, both for you, Beaver, and for the desk. Do you think that this is who's going to be our grand finals winner? Do you think that there's even a chance for the winner of the other semifinal? Because it just feels like they've been so dominant.
The first game will be very telling, and I know we are excited to get to it here. Not quite sure if it's going to be the Little Birds or Pips, but 4-1 the last score line here in Game 5. 4-1 the series score line here. Spate Esports moving on to the grand finals, awaiting a date with either Little Birds or Pips. We will find out who they are playing when we come back from break here in the Spate Championship Series.
We were playing with fire. Everything turned to dust. When we aimed to fly higher, we got lost and dragged each other down. We kept running from the shadows in the night, realizing it was not worth the fight. Moving on alone was what felt right, 'cause we were never meant to be. Dum dum da dum day. Dum dum da dum day. Dum dum da dum day. 'Cause we were never meant to be. It feels good, a new beginning. We are free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Spade Esports Championship Series. We have gone 3 rounds of playoffs so far. We've got 1 more to go, and my God, is it gonna be a biggie? My name is Melikim. I got Beaver and Feisty Taquito on the desk with me. Feisty, you got to do a couple of games today. You did the earlier one, and Beaver, you did the last one. So Beaver, go ahead and tell me how that last one very dramatically went.
Hey, I think very dramatically is a stretch. For sure, it was an absolute beat down in something that, again, I'm gonna say I didn't see it coming. I did not see that series playing out in that fashion. It was an absolute dynamite performance by TNT, and I promise it's the last time I'm gonna make the TNT and dynamite pun today, maybe. But he was just playing electric. You know, it was an off the chain performance there. Was surprised to see Lev, not on it, but hey, he's allowed to have an off day every now and again. So get off his back. They're sure will be coming back strong here for regional number 3, and Naya will find a tank of boost eventually. Without those boost goblins of Spate assaulting all of the large pads across the pitch there. So 4-1 for Pips as well. Simultaneous 4-1s here. So sorry, Feisty, your little birds got downed, I guess. But man, this is gonna be an absolute banger of a grand finals for sure.
Yeah, and there his little birds did get downed, but they came out with a phenomenal 4-0 sweep, not a forfeit, a real sweep against the reigning major champions in Silly Billies. And me and Mai, who is the social media director here for the Space Championship Series, we were talking a little bit earlier, and we were saying things can get pretty interesting because they didn't play the first event, Silly Billies, and now they've gone out in the top 8. So the chances to make the second major have just dwindled completely, almost into the dust, if they don't come out with a regional win at the very least in the next regional, because top 8 points purely are just not going to be enough to carry them with the amount of teams that we have here. Feisty Taquito, speak a little bit to me about how much I guess the Little Birds have improved to you, and if Silly Billies are to make the major, how much chance is there for that? And if they can do it, how would they be able to do it?
Before I speak on that, I do want to add a little tidbit here. Thanks to Jake, Pips and Spade have secured their spots because we're talking about majors. So let's just go ahead and get that one out of the way. But if we're going to talk about Silly Billies and what they need to get to a major, you said it perfectly. They've got to win. Like this next event, they absolutely have to win. There is probably no exception. If they at least have to make grands, bare minimum, and even if they play second, it's still going to look a little rough. A lot of these teams are on the come up. I mean, let's just call it what it is. You guys lost to the Little Birds, and I'm not saying that Little Birds aren't a bad team, but they are just consistently top 8. They like getting a top 4 was really, really hard, and they had to put in a lot of work to get it. And a lot of the stuff that they really, that they've been working over these regionals, they've always run into that top 3, top 4 team when they get that first round in their top 8. So the fact that they beat the Silly Billies here, not even just in a convincing fashion, let's just call it, because we're making TNT puns, they beat them in an explosive fashion. A clean 4-0 sweep. The Silly Billies, T. Carell, Darklight, Bora, the main squad, got taken down by the Little Birds. So if I ever hear you guys put some disrespect on that, Beaver, talking about my Little Birds got put down, they were flying, baby. They were flying, and they pulled an Icarus. They flew too close to the sun.
They got eliminated. They ain't flying for nothing.
This guy! This guy!
All right, let's take a quick look at the replay of the last game. Of course, Beaver, you got to cast this one. A very early start for Spate and TNT as they got on the board very, very early in that first series.
It was, again, the TNT show. A lot of goals. Either he was on the offensive side of it where he was actually putting into the back of the net, or Kevin was assisting. So there was that dime that goes back and forth. Either way, it was just outstanding plays between them. And we saw it here as we check out game 2 as well. Another demo from TNT. This one did go the way of Pirates on a Bod. The only game they won in that series came off of plays like that. But I have a feeling you may see another TNT goal come up here. That was hey, remember when Ari actually called something there, pulled a Mel, and Ari was right, actually dropped some knowledge on us right away. But that was like the last score that Pirates on a Bot has. Because you see, this was the turning point once again of that series of 50-50 that randomly bounces off, goes into the corner, and finds its way into the back of the net. And I kind of missed it myself, guys, but this Spade Esports roster is the These Guys roster who previously won the last regional. So they have an opportunity to go back to back here, which Silly Billies accomplished that feat. So now Spade Esports, the new runaround, the new roster, the new signing, and they go back to back?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. And I think the point is here, these guys, now Spade, they are the #1 seed, and remember, this will be a revenge match against Pips, or Pitch. This will be a revenge match against Spade because they beat Pips in the final last regional as well. So this would be something quite interesting that we'll see here. Should Spade Esports win the grand final or Pips turn it around? Either way, it should be a really close series here. If I see,
I absolutely agree. It's going to be a very close series that we have on our hands coming up, and I mean, just watching these replays. I'll be honest, I wasn't paying too close attention to the game. I was keeping up through voice with the guys in the VC. So just hearing the score differential and throughout the games and stuff. And I mean, I know that last game there was pretty close, but it's kind of crazy to see how consistent these guys now Spate have completely been throughout these regionals. So again, calling it what it is, this series is going to be crazy. I really, really hope we go the distance here, at least 5 or 6. We've had a bunch of a really close series, 4-1s, 4-0s. Give us a game 6 or 7. Come on.
I'll make my call. I'm going Spade in 6.
all right. And
Simple,
Feisty, you
plain,
said
done.
who? Spicy, who are you going for, you said?
I am going for. I will take. You know what? Give me the upset here because I'm going all crackly. I want to see Pips. Not nothing against Spate, but I want to see Pips.
All right. All right. All right. So what we're going to do is I think it's just about time to get into the grand final. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around North America, it's just about time to get into the grand final. We've got a very highly anticipated clash tonight between the #1 seed and the #2 seed, and I promise this should deliver fireworks. Of what kind, we don't know yet. In the orange corner, it's the resilient Pips, the 2nd seed. They have undergone a couple of changes over the past couple of months, but have emerged as the stronger and more determined side, as many believe. Their journey to the major quarterfinals in the majors showcased their skill, and the finals in the last regional as well gave many hope that this could be one of the Spate Esports Championship Series dynasties. They've been unstoppable in this tournament. They've been playing some of their best Rocket League yet. And in the blue corner are the reigning Spate Esports regional champions called Spate Esports, formerly known as these guys. This is the #1 seeded roster. They came together only a couple weeks ago, established themselves as a powerhouse. They entered the main event of last regional as the 9th seed, the first from the qualifier. They shocked everybody by winning the event, including a thrilling victory over Pirates on a Bot in the quarterfinal and the Pips in the grand final. Pigeon, a former Pips player, has already got revenge over his former squad and is looking to do the same once again. The stakes are high. The rivalry is fierce. The tension is palpable. Will Pips avenge their previous grand final loss and reclaim their dominance, or will Spate continue their winning streak and solidify their legacy? Buckle up, Rocket League fans, in the Spate Championship Series, because this is your grand final and this is Rocket League.
This is Rocket League indeed. We got an absolute heater as Mel had a great intro to this. I am Somber, and along with me is a feisty Taquito here in the booth to kick things off for the SCS split #2, regional #2, grand finals, and it's kicking off with a bang as Skippy gonna get the secure there, and we got our opening goal.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I was wondering when Mel was gonna stop talking. Love the kid to death. I do, but that intro, was that a wrestling intro? You know what I'm saying? The dude just like introduce the height and weight of every player on the pitch and give us the rundown of the backstory. Who's the villain? Who's the hero? Doesn't matter. It's Pips right now up 1-0 earlier than 30 seconds into game 1. But guess what, baby? We call it the Spate Championship for the reason. And of course, we got Spate representing in grands. They tie it up 1-1.
Yeah, and we see it through fashion that we have seen all throughout the event with a team play, getting that pass out of the corner and just sinking the shot right away. Quick response, thrilling opening 33 seconds here for both teams. But I feel like the storyline is Pigeon, right? Pigeon coming over with TNT and Kevin, finding a major winning or regional winning and possibly major contending team in this team for Spate. And then you got his former team getting Skippy, getting Swaz, building a roster up after losing Pigeon to a new roster. And this is going to be a revenge game for Resinol as they hit a clean flip reset. Opening minute, 3 goals scored. Resinol on low boost just gets things done. Beautiful possession all the way down and gets it over that last man, diving, trying to make that save.
And guess what, dude? This is kind of the action that we got to look at all night long for this Grands. And the story, like you said, I guess the biggest telltale sign for me is I want to see if it's true. Can Spate do what Silly Billies did? Can they get the back-to-back? Can they get the 2-peat? No one's got the 3-peat yet. So that's a great touch from Pigeon. Almost finds the net. Kevin is going to have to play back a little bit right there. Resinol off the ceiling, or should be off the wall. He's going to take the flip reset, double, back wall, trying to find a teammate. It's awkward, and unfortunately, that's going to kill the Pips' offensive push, and they've got to play some defense, and it's just as good as that shot was as we go the other way.
Skippy now to the skies, trying to find the backboard, but Pigeon takes away that read. A big boom downfield, only going to go out as far as Swaz. Swaz now looking to Resnal in that corner. The ground pinch comes out. TNT able to make the save. Little bit of boost in the tank for them. Kevin down below, just going to try to go ground to air. Pop over one, intercepted by Swaz. We're now right back into this orange corner. Heavy-handed touch from TNT. The teammate not available. Pigeon, last person back with low boost. The double triple dab comes out, and Skippy dunks it on their head. 3-1 now for the side of Pips to open up this game one.
You know what? You know what a phrase I like to use in those moments, Somber? You want to know what it is?
Tell me.
Gots to see it through, my boy. You gots to see it through. And that's exactly what we saw on that triple tap to seal the deal on that third point. Pips are looking electric right now. We haven't even touched halftime. They've got 3 on the scoreboard, 2 points separating the goal line. We almost just saw Skippy dunk a fourth on the heads of the defensive spade. Again, who actually wins this series, right? Pips are looking amazing, but it's not like we don't know the squad in blue. We don't know the prowess they have on the pitch. They're still terrifying when they're on point.
Yeah, and on point, they definitely are on the side of Pips. They have just come in absolutely sending screamers left and right, just playing at a breakneck pace. Demos come out, demos galore on that sidewall. You got 2 gone for the side of Spate. It's Kevin now trying to lead a push downfield. Had Pigeon pre-jumping, almost able to get that through the interception from Swaz. Quick shot ripped from the midfield. Skippy going to take over. Little bit of boost. Was able to make enough of a stretch and a flip reset. No dunk on the goal line. Kevin going to swat that one away. Pigeon now with a little bit of possession, trying to find TNT. TNT with a redirect, and it works off the woodwork. And finally, Pigeon finds the way to the back of the net. And that was a beautiful play all the way through. TNT just rockets one. Resonal able to make one touch and find 2 more bounces off their crossbar and post. But alas, in the end, Pigeon was able to come through with the cleanup.
It's a meaningful touch at that too. Like we can't stop to sit here and say that wasn't good. I mean, ricocheting off the woodwork like it did something. It just wasn't the meaningful touch the great touch they needed. So double off the back wall is going to try to set up the offense here, but it's going to die pretty quickly. But it's just kind of a reset, a regain for Pips right now. They're looking for one more. Skippy close enough, but still can't bite on that play. No offense to be found there or continued. But again, they get to reset one more time. Something that I really have enjoyed seeing from this Pip squad. Are you serious? What is Skippy on right now, bro? Good job for Residal to clean that up. But what the hell is Skippy on right now?
Skippy on Demon Time, man. And that's just the type of player you get from Skippy. You're going to get someone that's just always on the ball. They seem to know exactly where they want their touches to go and exactly where it's going to be. They got to read on everything. They're coming through. They're getting boost grabs. They're just they're a player that is a rat in the best sense of the word. They are everywhere. They are a pest on the field, and it is such a tough thing to counteract. You got Swaz now playing bodyguard. Almost got the bump on TNT. They went early. It's now Kevin out of the corner. Uses the ceiling reset back down to the ground. Is going to find Swaz there at the midfield. Pigeon would get a pinch above and get a clean beat. Resnal, this is not the play you want to have. Resnal with a flip reset, gets a good 50. Skippy right back on that, now causing more panic from the side of Spate. Pigeon not able to corral that ball. Swaz is going to have a little bit of space. TNT right there for the cleanup touch. Boom this one downfield, relieve some of that pressure that was building.
Hey man, I gotta hit you with the little backroom talking points here. Shout out Jake one more time. Been corrected. 8 of the 12 teams have, in a few weeks, have been solidified after the results of this regional. So that means Silly Billies are good. But right now, 9th place Patty Formula actually has a high chance of qualifying. So as of now, 0 teams that have been eliminated. There are 0 teams that have been eliminated. So a team that would make the top 2 was most likely. I mean, they're going to get a top 2 finish as their only points for the season out of those 8 out of 12. So that's kind of crazy. And now we've got Pips taking game number 1, but like what I just said, that's crazy. No teams have been eliminated.
Yeah, it's crazy that this split is coming down like this. And credit to it being all the mix-up that we've had. We've had, I believe it's across 2 different splits now, or 2 different regionals, that we've had a combined total of 13 new teams entering into the conversation for top 16. And we've had new teams enter the top 8. We've had new teams make runs. We've seen this Spate squad come out of nowhere and win a regional. So things seem to be wide open up to the very end. But this grand finals is going to be absolutely huge for seeding going forward into the major. You may have that spot locked up, but you want to get the best matchup possible heading into the day one. So we now sit here with Pips with a 1-0 series lead. It will be a best of 7 like we've seen all night. So that first game dropping may not mean too much in the long run, but here in the interim, you got so much momentum behind this just lethal looking Pip squad.
Oh, for sure. They look dangerous. Lethal is exactly right. The best way to describe these guys. They look insane. And currently, with a 2-goal differential in game number 1, that is going to force Spate to have to step up. We're going to need to see that offense that you guys are known for. We're going to need to see, again, TNT puns all around. You got to be explosive. You have to cause havoc. And we know you guys have it in the tuck. Put it on us. 5 minutes on the clock. Game number 2. Can they do it?
Can they do it is the big question here throughout the whole shebang, right? Throughout this whole thing is, can these teams step up to the competition that's right in front of them? So far, Pips, they are the higher seeded team going into this. So this is 100% having to get to the level of a team that has been consistently top 3. They have made it to multiple grand finals and have not found a way to break through. We may see it here, or we may see, like you said, another 2-peat. And it starts off with Skippy now in the air, a little bit of boost left and a flip reset late, finds the crossbar, and TNT gonna explode on defense. Get that one out of the way for the time being. Kevin now having to play a little bit of cleanup defense. Swaz 1 touch to delay and the boost grab. Now playing a little bit of time, waiting for a teammate to take over. That is going to be Skippy. Skippy with a flip reset again and trying to guide it its way down. TNT again. Great save on the goal line. And right now, Spate having to play some tough defense in the opening minute.
And that's exactly what it is. It is tough defense, staunch, if you will. Another little tidbit again. Shout out Jake. Pips win this. They are actually the definitive first seed, just on points alone.
Crazy, man. Dethroning Silly Billies. They not only get swept by Little Birds tonight and get their run ended in round 1 of the evening, but then you also lose that number 1 spot to a team like Pips that you have beat in the past. This is a team that on paper you have the matchup advantage, but they are going to surpass you. And the way they've been playing as of late, especially with this new roster heading into the second spate, has been a number 1 looking team.
Oh, without question. This squad is insane. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is what I mentioned earlier. Like, we talk about the Little Birds running everything. Little Birds, their first opponent almost every single time has been a team of this caliber. Whether it was Silly Billies, whether it was Pips, whether it's been these guys now, Spade. I mean, they are playing top 4 squads, and I think that is a beautiful thing about SCS is this tournament is so top heavy with talent. It's terrifying. What a pass to Swaz. Doesn't find its home. Cleanup duty, no. Residal can't finish it either. So right now, the offense dies for just a moment, but look at how the play breaks down in the mid. This team has not let the ball creep into their half for very long. The control that they've put on the pitch has been absolutely insane.
Yeah, midfield domination. We have seen so many teams here in SCS that if you win that midfield battle, you end up winning the game. Very few have you had that type of field domination difference where you end up coming out with a win when you are on the losing side of that battle. We finally find ourselves for more than just a few seconds in the orange half, but is right back with Resinal getting a beat over the top and now looking to start the counter. TNT able to get 1 pop up high. Has Kevin downfield, but not much boost. Looks like they wanted the solo play. Pigeon down below, trying to play cleanup on a waterfall just a bit. Kevin, 1 more touch. Pigeon, quick cut and turn on that one. You got to turn up the juice, turn up the pressure here. Swaz and Resinal both awkward, but a big pressure relieving demo comes out. Kevin able to keep this one over at the midfield and back into the orange half. Skippy right back on that, gets bumped. Little pop out pass. Kevin flip reset off the ceiling and Swaz to challenge that immediately. Skippy with the redirect downfield, going to be denied by TNT. We're right back into this blue corner that the Pips squad has absolutely loved this game.
Oh, man. And what's even crazier now that we're talking about all this midfield domination, this control, the way the Pips have been moving, it is scoreless, my friend. It might not be for long, though. Kevin is here to shut me up as soon as I talk about it for almost 4 minutes. This game had nothing going on, and Kevin finally ending the drought. Goal 1 over to the side of Spade.
Who else but Kevin, man? I mean, maybe Pigeon, but Kevin has just been on fire all the way stretching back to the last regional. They are looking absolutely insane here, and it's nice to see that they get that one through for the side of Spade. It desperately needed. It's a big momentum goal, and it might be something downfield if Pigeon can find a good 50 against Skippy. No, and Resinal slams through and finds a save. Kevin with this one alive in the orange half. Swaz now in the corner. Boost advantage goes to them, but they lose the 50. Resinal wins that one and gets the demo. TNT has to beat out Skip. Skip to the backboard, gets one touchdown. Swaz, soft shot, gonna bounce around the defense, and Pigeon with an acrobatic save, able to twist the car just enough to keep that one out. Counter is gonna not find its way to the back of the net downfield, and Skippy now trying for a little bit of possession play. Everyone on the side of Pips clustered up, having to play a little bit of panic defense here as we enter into the final 18 seconds. Resinal off that backboard, right back down central. TNT had a shot, but it was immediately denied.
The corner is going to be tough here. Skippy needs all the time that he can get, but Kevin is going to shut this one down with a double, and it's going to be there. Gonna knock it home. That's 2-0, and I'm sorry, Somber. Unless we see a kickoff goal from the Pips, game 2 is all knotted up. We might have just found the tie game of the series.
You're going to need to back-to-back huge kickoff wins, and I mean, it's not impossible, but call it highly improbable as a big win here. TNT going to grab the mid boost and just take this one down, get a flip, reset, look for one more. It's going to drop, and we got a equal series. I figured that this would be a back and forth series, but to come out and now shut out this Pip squad that hung up so many goals against you in that last one is a great bounce back win here for Spate.
100%. Now, again, game 1, game 2. Notice the trend. 2-goal differential games. It is 2-0 in game 2, so it was lockdown offense this time for the side of Spate. Spate not allowing the defense to really get a chance to move around after that final, minute 15 seconds, minute 13. Spate was 100% suffocating the defense in their final line. However, you guys gave up a lot in game number 1. You guys gave up 4. So to answer back like this is nice, but you still got to figure out how to maybe put a dent in that armor against the Pips, because I'm still not convinced right now that you guys just took momentum in the series. I think, if anything, it's completely evened out.
Yeah, and you want to talk about lockdown offense? A shot total actually went in advantage of Pips. They put up so much pressure, but 8 saves coming out from Spate with TNT having 5 on the board. A 5-save game is what was needed to shut down and shut out that opponent. Absolutely immaculate defense played by the side of TNT. They all managed their boost so well. Those rotations looked so good. Everyone was quick to get meaningful touches on the goal line, which we can get the save, but you need that clear out of it as well. And that's what they did so well. Let's see if that defense can go ahead and continue on here as we head into game number 3. And this will now be the momentum game for either side here, taking the series up and putting your opponent on notice.
And that's what it is, man. Call them the landlord, the way they got to reach out to the opponent and make sure that they're aware of what's going on. Kevin almost busted out the protractor on that sidewall shot right there. Could have found the touch, but I think ran out of boost and it was a little too far. TNT has all the field to work with. Can they get a ground pinch? No. TNT can't put it home. That could have been goal number 1 for Spade. That could have been goal number 1. This has got to be it. And Pigeon comes flying on in. 1-0 to the side of blue.
Fly high Pigeon, man, just jumps and maintains the proper angle, just kind of floats there basically from midfield coming in for that. It was a full house send, but in those situations, that is the calculated risk that you want to take here against this team. You got everyone clustered up on the goal line, either in the air or on the ground awkward. The counter opportunity may not be there, so send the house, put all the cooks in the kitchen, try to cook up a goal, and they did just that in the opening minute. Find themselves back out ahead. Skippy getting a bump and a beat is absolutely crazy in that play. Pigeon with the double tap, though, is going to respond with a great play of their own. Just sets themselves up and just sinks the shot.
Someone's telling me Pigeon didn't exactly like what I had to say about Spate in between game 1 and game 2. Now we're in game 3, and I'm sure that maybe he's not too happy about my analysis there of the second game. But Pigeon's going to receive a pass, might have found purchase on it, but TNT decided to not go for the shot, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That demo on Skippy, check it out. Boom. Opens up that lane right there. Swaz, no boost. It's awkward. There's no way with a shot moving 32 miles an hour that close that you're gonna save that ball.
Yeah, no way, man. That give Skippy a bit of a taste of his own medicine too, right? Skippy loves to be aggressive, loves to get those demos on the back line and just rotates through, sweeping on through, and they get a little bit of a punch in the mouth here. Down 3-0 already in the opening 90 seconds is a great way to assert your dominance, really impose your will. And as I say that, a quick response comes out from Swaz on just a breakaway play downfield. Everyone just, they go low boost, no one able to get back just in time. And Swaz able to cut back in off that beautiful flick from Skippy. They get one more on the board. Pips still not a threat to be taken lightly. They put up 4 goals on you in game number 1. You shut them out last game, but it came at a cost of playing masterclass defense. Do they have it in them again to hold on to this lead that they've built?
Hippie is just being annoying on the goal line as we talk about it. As you talk about it, Skippy said, no, come here, son. Come here, Kevin. You're going for a ride. And Swaz able to put it just in front of TNT, who was lined up with that far post. That is a devious amount of behavior we're seeing on the pitch right now. 3-2 when they were up 3-0 in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, the lead has just evaporated. Skippy, he has mastered the car dribbling training pack. He made it himself. He goes in to the Bacchus mod training and he just puts a car on top of his car, learns how to dribble it so that he can get open nets like that for his teammates. And you love to see that this is how you respond. You respond not by clamming up and playing conservative. You respond by sniping shots from the midfield. Swaz, just perfect placement and right place, right time, lines up the shot and sends a rocket into the back of the net.
Hey, Somber, if they sleeping on you, big dog, you know what you do?
Wake them up.
No.
Oh.
You put them to bed. You put them right. You tuck them in. 3-0. 3-0 we started this game. Now the score is tied. Pigeon going for the sidewall. It's not going to be good. And hey, whoa, is anybody home? No one's there. Somber, where is your team?
Skippy getting aggressive, bro. He got a demo at the midfield, and his spawn demo on TNT is diabolical. He is coming out, and he is going for that exterminator here to try to tie up the series. It was just, again, it's the aggression and the wild card that is Skippy. He can beat you mechanically, or he's just going to be a pest on your backline. You have to learn how to deal with it. And getting a read on what he wants to do, no one knows. He just does it, and it works. His teammates play around him, and they know exactly what Skippy is going to be doing to set them up. And we're looking for a team play downfield. Pigeon now going to slow down the pace. A little bit of a heavy-handed touch, going to find his way bouncing off the sidewall. Swaz now a little bit of a slow air dribble, just trying to find some possession there. Pigeon flick over Skippy and a bump in the air. They collide. Kevin, last man back, has to jump early for this. Take away the read from Skippy. Does so successfully, but Swaz right back with another shot and 5 straight goals now for the side of Pips. Spate, the defense has evaporated. The lead is gone. Where is the offense that we saw in the first 90 seconds of this game?
Like I said, brother, if they sleeping on you, put them to bed. 5-3. Right now, if we could get a meme of that Michael Jordan pose where he's sitting in the chair, and I took that personally. That is what the Pips did right now. They took that 3-0 so freaking personally and let it resonate as Resinal puts in a 6.
6 straight.
Unanswered. Unanswered.
That is, I mean...
Bro, Pips are calling, dog. Pick up the phone.
Yeah, don't
Pips
call
are
it a
calling.
comeback. They've been here, big dog. Like, I don't know where this came from. It all started with just being hyper aggressive from Skippy, and everyone else just matched that energy. They said, all right, this is what we're doing. We putting up goals now. Let's do it. we're gonna go pedal to the metal, put everything in the back of your net, find a way to stop us, and another overcommit might lead to another goal. People on defense, First Bait is able to be there. TNT low boost, almost gets dunked by Skippy, coming down off that backboard. Pigeon now with a breakaway opportunity, but no boost, finds the backboard. Swaz almost gets dunked, but comes skying across that goal line, able to make a save there, and Resnal able to get the beat downfield, has Swaz no boost, was looking for the boost steal. Now Kevin with a little bit of possession going out of the corner. Skippy deletes their teammate in Pigeon. TNT stacked up right with them, launches it upfield, trying to find a team play down there, but it's a no-go. Pigeon again with no boost, goes for the flip reset. Everyone now scrambling to find some semblance of offense, but they keep getting sent to the scrapyard as Skippy gonna have a lane and a read on the back of the net. It has now been 7 straight goals for Pips.
I would just like to point out that out of the 7 straight, Swaz has 5 of them. I'll say that again.
So crazy.
I'll say that again. Swaz, out of 7 straight, has 5 goals. Almost found an 8th there for Resinal, which would have been his 2nd. Oh, that's a great redirect upfield. Swaz off the back wall's got to play some defense here. They get a touch over Kevin. Pigeon needs one off the back wall. Can Swaz find another? No. Good bumps. Back lane is open. Almost. If he doesn't do it on the front of the line, he's doing it at the back line. This is Swaz's like literal breakout game. What is happening right now?
Chaos. Complete and utter chaos. Skippy just slamming demos left and right. I don't even know what to make of that game because it looked so good to open up for Spate. They just carried momentum, and then Swaz almost drops 1K on you. He goes a perfect 5 for 5.
I was just about to say, bro, shot 100. Shot
you
100.
You can't have a better performance than that with 2 saves as well. So he said, I don't just shoot, shooters shoot, but I play defense too. Call me the depoy. I'm him.
Lord. Oh my lord, dog. This is
man.
Hey, big dog. Somebody better step into the Sway locker room right now on this one. Where's Gad at? Talk to the team.
Put me in, coach.
Yeah, I've seen enough. Put Silver in. Put Silver in. It's over. Wait, no. Put Beaver in. He was practicing flip resets. He got it.
Oh, yeah. Get me and him in there with Pigeon. What we'll do is we'll boost, starve, and bump and just let Pigeon solo play. Like, that's the strat at this point. I mean, what else can you do? You got to have someone step up. I mean, Pigeon going 2 for 3 with an assist and a save. That's an amazing game. If you're not giving up 7 goals, that's an amazing game. But you just need to find a way to just cut down on the overcommits, not let anyone go in and score. You got to just lock that thing down, put up the stone wall, lock down the fortress, become a Fort Knox on defense. Don't let anyone in. Don't let anything in. And you can find yourself back into the series. Again, it's a best of 7, but now being down 2-1 in the series, you can find lots of momentum heading into the rest of it if you are as hot as Pips are. So you got to find a way to cool them down.
You know, it's funny. I was gonna make a reference about Swaz because of the floor hockey thing. I was gonna say Swaz out here looking like India's goalie, but obviously it's deep cut to the green room. You know what I'm saying? 30 seconds in, we got no goals. Maybe game 4 is looking a little more promising for the guys over at Spate, and that was a free ball on net that they just missed. Their opening look at a slight open net, and unfortunately couldn't commit to the shot. This is tough if the counterattack is good.
Yeah, very tough. Pigeon now looking for an Arsenal reset, low boost, trying to just get funky with it. That's what you got to do. Kevin overcommits, TNT no boost, and Swaz might have had the beat, but TNT times that one up perfectly. Gets a nice touch downfield, but Resno right there. Now looking for the pinch downfield. Pigeon able to intercept, finds it right back into the hands of Kevin. Kevin straight over to Swaz. Right now we are just changing hands, exchanging the possession back and forth here. Not even at the midfield, just finding the touch downfield. You're right back on it, and then all of a sudden, it's not in your hands anymore. Kevin might have a flick over to TNT, but that's again intercepted by Swaz. Swaz flying all over the pitch yet again here. heading into this next game in the series. Pigeon now trying to find something downfield. Kevin was not able to grab that boost spawn just after they needed that. TNT get a great 50 and now a beat over Skippy. Has to try to get past Resnal, but not going to happen. Skippy, quick turn, looking for a shot and puts it just too close to that wall. Gets a pinch right back out into the corner. And we are now playing at breakneck speed, back and forth, back and forth. Everyone trying to get a meaningful look on net. Skippy might have one here, but it's just a redirect to the back wall. The shot, no good from Swaz, denied by Pigeon. And now it's Spate going the other way, looking to just march downfield, but neither team able to find anything. They are handling well on low boost for both sides, so you got to find a way to break through, and this might be it. Swaz finds the post instead.
That was the most risky boost over ball commit I've ever seen, and it somehow did not punish Spate, and they get a goal from it. TNT almost gave up an open net going for a corner boost, and somehow you guys get rewarded on the counter. This is Rocket League.
This is Rocket League indeed. You love seeing Kevin use that flip reset late. I love when players use it at the perfect time. They don't try to go for that scoop right away. They don't want to get the flip in air to regain some of that ground and get another touch with the core of their car, add some power to it. No, you save it late, you set up a teammate, and you get rewarded with a goal. That's a big 50 by Pigeon. Going to keep this alive in the orange half. Tell Resnal we get one touch and two. Ends up 50ing TNT. Pigeon, heavy-handed touch. Swaz able to keep that away from the midfield. Had TNT waiting in the wings, lurking there, looking for a goal. Kevin again on the solo play. Going to be taken away and depossessed by Swaz. Pigeon now, it's a little bit of a soft touch and takes their teammates' ankles just a bit. But we now settle here on the blue backboard. Swaz doesn't have many options. Was looking for Skippy back in that corner, but Skippy went straight for trying to sweep the back line, and confusion leads to Resnal putting in the equalizer.
Where was the miss here? Who missed? Was it Kevin? Oh no! Needed that clear more than anything, right there, and unfortunately missed it. That will be the tying point for Pips. 1-1. Hey, we passed halftime before somebody scored, and I think that's a good sign at least for both squads at this point, because now they're both playing up to each other's levels. And I mean, Skippy is out here literally trying to do it by himself. Against three. Skippy almost 1v3 the entire Spate roster and almost gave it up on the other end, but they played defense long enough to at least see this ball back to the mid for what it's worth. Resnal trying to get that offense started, may need to get some boost in the corner, decides against it for the pass, and unfortunately that does not come to fruition.
Yeah, the passing plays just have not been connecting for either side here. They've been really just trying to find solo opportunities that lead to a cleanup and hope that that net is open. But both teams, like I said, low resources or not, they have kept their rotations nice and tight and found themselves in advantageous positioning. TNT might have a solo play here, has Swaz to beat off the back wall, able to win the low 50. Kevin straight back, was looking for two touches to get that central for Pigeon. Pigeon just flings that one into the corner, has TNT at the midfield, plays the touch from the opposition. Skippy there to undercut. Maybe a bit of a risky positioning play there, but now they get the doink up for Resnal, trying to set things up. Pigeon gets bumped in the air by Resnal. No boost for either of them. Swaz now out of the corner. Pigeon has a lane downfield thanks to a TNT bump and demo, but Resnal, last man able to dodge that bump and get a save to boot. Looking for the double tap. TNT might have a shot. It's soft, and everyone was not expecting it to be that slow of a shot. TNT throws the curveball and finds the go-ahead goal with 8 seconds on the clock.
That is tough. Like, oh no. 8 seconds here. Call him Lane Frost. Can they do it on the side of Pips? This one will be interesting, but that's not looking good when you start on your own goal line. But we're back to the air. Looking like we got the pre-jump there. Can we find another one? Swaz with the touch. Resnal looking for two. Not off the back wall. Kevin's there to deny it. Hits the ground. And we are all tied up, baby. 2-2 moving into game number 5.
Man, how can these games swing so wildly? That is my question. You see, what was it? A 10-goal game, now a 3-goal game? We had a 2-0 right before that 10-goal game. How do these teams just find the push to go and like just go crazy scoring, and then it's right back to a defensive battle? How are we going? It has to stabilize at some point, right? We're gonna see a 4-3 1-goal game here shortly, I believe, and we finally got the map rotation back in effect, so we will be heading to Aquadome pitched to see who takes the lead yet again. Will it be Spate after a tightly contested game there over on Manfield Knight for the 4th time in a row? Or do we see Pips come back out and flex their offense yet again?
This guy said Manfield Knight, then hit you with the disclaimer for the 4th time in a row. The fine text at the end of the commercial. But yeah, that's what we're talking about here. I mean, like, we got to see which team comes out on top, and I think it's very important to note that Spate winning that game as close to time as possible. No overtime shenanigans had to happen so far through this series. It's all been within the 5-minute regulation mark. So I am genuinely curious as to who kind of holds the pendulum of power in this. And also, I just want to make a remark. I know you and I are big-time RLCS fans. Just looking at how Swaz has played through this, I now understand why Fearliaz did so dang good. Boy, was that player insane, but it doesn't matter because Pigeon spreading them wings is going to fly that ball right into the net for goal number 1.
Yeah, and you speak to the ability of Swaz, but don't forget that this whole roster for Pips is basically a top 16 team.
Oh, yeah.
So it is impressive to say the least that just the caliber of roster that you have on the side of Pips, that Spate is able to contend with it. And I mean, again, no disrespect at all to the players over on the side of Spate. It's just the recency of the results that this team has put up. It's crazy that Pips was not able to win the last one, and why they haven't had this amalgam of a roster before. But yeah, Swaz has just been such a clutch player. I mean, obviously you're gonna look at Resinol and Skippy, but Swaz was definitely a name that I was not 100% familiar with. But oh my goodness, Pigeon!
It's tough. Look at the boost. Look at the boost amount. Watch the boost amount. Look at Skippy. Skippy low boost. Pigeon. All he had to do was force that one all the way through. Skippy was in the worst defensive position possible to try to get that one. That's 2-0. Pigeon again, just like game number 2, decided he was completely annoyed with the results of this series so far, and it's time to step up. However, we remember what happened last time that this happened. The Pips turned it on. They were like, oh, wait, that's right. The switch goes up when you turn it on, not down. Ah, I see.
Yeah, it's insane the way that they're able to just pour it on at any given moment, especially Pigeon. Pigeon is such a microwave player for them. Gives them a spark, gives them heat, as I say that they come from the ceiling and dunk their teammate. And this might just be in Resinol. No! They could have come at a worse time for Pigeon to just out of frame, drop down, Goomba your teammate, and take the ball away from their possession. And Resinol says, oh, that's a gimme. I'm going to take that.
I mean, you got to activate on offense whenever you can, even in the smallest moments, and that's what really, I mean, that's what separates these players and makes them the cut above. Is they make the cuts at the right time, they make the decisions at the right time, they know when to move and when not to go. And yeah, sometimes it bites them on the decision, but at the same time, it is an absolute plus and advantage state, as we just saw in that goal. Now, granted, Pips only has 1. That's it. And now they are down by 2, as Kevin's like, oh, well, you got 1 for free. Let me go ahead and take 1 for free.
Yeah, and you know, you were just talking about know when to play up, know when to cut, know when to do all the right things, and it's a game of calculated risks when you're at this level of Rocket League. And that one, the math, because they were able to come screaming in from the midfield, cut in on their rotation. Looked like they were originally on path to go over to that right side and possibly rotate back through and be a replacement third man, do something defensively. But no, they hit the E-break, turn on that one, and absolutely snipe at the center of net. TNT looking to put another one on target. Kevin on the pre-flip can't find the back of the net. It's now a 50 over to Swaz. Swaz keeps it central. Pigeon floating there, able to play disruptor on the offense for Pips. Kevin wanted to clear down central. Pigeon had maybe a pre-jump off that sidewall, but no boost to see that play through. Skippy was looking for one more. Pigeon can't make contact. Resnal with the shot, going to be denied by Pigeon. And it's Skippy on low boost. Resnal now with nothing in the tank. Skippy was able to build the tanks back up and keep this pressure on. Swaz now having to make a cut around. Wanted that midfield passing play from Skippy. Resnal, a bit of a soft touch. And Skippy right back to Swaz. Swaz over to Resnal. Resnal going to find that back wall. And TNT going to find a clear downfield.
Resnal off of an angle right now, I mean, even throughout the series, throughout the night, has just been top freaking notch. Dude has a protractor built into the TV. Like, bro's playing with one hand. He just moves it when he needs a new angle, and he's like, all right, yeah, let me find that one. An angle that just didn't exist before. Again, though, 2 goals, you're down. You've got to score right here. And TNT approaching the back wall is not how you score the other direction. Can Resnal get up? No, that jump was a little too low. And I think this might spell defeat unless the Pips find one here. Skippy goes under Kevin. They've got nobody laying in wait. And that is an open net that gives the Pips one more chance to try to bring this to OT.
Not like this. We cannot have it be like this. You played so solid up until the final 30 seconds. Now with 17 on the clock, you have to play stellar defense and avoid an overtime. Both these teams, no doubt, trust their ice and trust their abilities to play in overtime in crunch time, golden goal situation. But Kevin does not want that. They want a regulation win. Pigeon now with a boost grab and a free look at the net. They're going to have the nail in the coffin and the dagger, so to speak, here in game number 5. Only 3 seconds on the clock, down 2. You would need an absolute miracle. You would need something never seen before in the game of Rocket League to come back from this one. And they are one good kickoff away from sealing the deal. Resnal, that's going to do it. We just got to spike this thing down and Spate, take a game back. They are now out in front 3-2. Pips, we've seen the hot streak. They seem to be cooling down. What do they need to do to reactivate that offense and get back here in the series?
I mean, Swaz needs to go 5 for 5 again.
I mean,
Let's just call
he
it
would
what
love
it is.
that.
Yeah, I mean, we would, but right now it is a game 6 situation. They are going to have to truly figure this one out, and I don't know how they do, but as it stands, it's going to be tough because that's 2 unanswered games back to back to the side of Spade. Not, no shade to nobody. But you guys started off this series pretty dang strong. Resnal's going to try to go ahead and open it up 5 seconds in. And that's the way we start off strong.
Yeah, strong indeed. They just they force Kevin to go back down on the ground and they meet their cut, get a beat over the top of Pigeon and just find the secure to get it into the back of the net. 5 seconds off the kickoff. You got one on the board. It should theoretically be easy for you to go ahead and either hold or extend this lead, but Spate is definitely going to put up a fight, but the bump comes through, and Skippy is going to find goal number 2 for the side of Pips.
Well, that's tough. I mean, 12 seconds. We are 12 seconds into game number 6, and the team that has lost 2 in a row is up by 2 this early on. That is not a good look for the boys over at Spade. And again, I mean, we're in a 7-game series, so realistically, if it goes to 7, it goes to 7. There's still one more chance for both you guys, and that is how you quell the doubts. It's how you silence the doubters. 30 seconds in, and we have 3 goals.
Yeah,
That's a goal every 10 seconds.
This is what we saw in game 1 is just both teams firing on offense early, but it was not sustained throughout the whole thing. We have seen sustained offense from both of these teams, and they've been able to get goals in late game and adapt on the fly. That's going to be a big demo, but Swaz able to cut through, realize the demo play coming through. Kevin maybe has one more here, gets beat out. Skippy on a pre-flip on no boost to get that away from Pigeon, but Pigeon finds TNT at the central, looking for the double tap, taken away by Resno with a big pinch. Pigeon keeping it alive here in the orange corner. Kevin has to rush in, play it to the backboard. No one for the side of Spate up quick enough with a boost to make this a play, but TNT holding the midfield well, finally break through their own half, and his return to sender from Kevin finds its way back into the orange corner. Resnal now takes to the sidewall, wants to go back to the ground, find this one back in the air. TNT soft touch, play a little bit of possession, flick over one, finds Kevin, big 50. Pigeon trying to catch back up and find an angle, but shot too high. Double! Oh my goodness.
Man.
Double trouble from TNT and Pigeon as they connect on the play here. TNT just comes from out of nowhere, the
Skippy.
blind spot of the defense, and they find the equalizer.
Skippy got bumped in the net right there. I don't know if you caught that on the replay, but Skippy's approach to the squishy save definitely got interrupted. I mean, big time play for Spate right there. Good flick off the back wall. Can we see another? We do again. The slow plays on the defensive line are finding so much mileage for both teams. But right now, the team that's benefiting the most is obviously Spate when they are on match point with the goal lead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you remember a little game of game 3 between these two teams, but we saw one side go up with a pretty sizable lead very early, and then it was 7 straight unanswered goals. We could be seeing a repeat of that. We have already seen an inverse of game 1 last game. That's a great save coming out from Kevin. Do we see an inverse of game 3 where maybe not the score line, but just in terms of dominance? This is your chance here for Spate to win the regional on game 6, Neo Tokyo, and to do so in convincing fashion by hanging up an insane amount of goals here, as this looks to be a 3-man passing play, and it freaking connects. What a missile from Kevin.
Look at the touch, too. TNT down to Pigeon. Pigeon light tap up. Skippy just couldn't get there in time. Well, I take that back. Skippy got there in time, but it flipped a little too late, and it opened up the one slot they could find, and that's what Spate does. When they see the hole, they're going to strike and shoot with accuracy. Skippy now having to carry this one out to the mid. Can't. Oh, big demos there. TNT and Kevin taking out Swaz and Skippy. It leaves Resinal all by his lonesome trying to find another. And I think we're seeing it crack down on the mental of Pips. But with Skippy scoring there, we might see a revival.
Mental never cracks. This team, they have faced the upper echelon of Rocket League. I do not think that going down just a couple goals, 2 goals, now cutting the lead back down to 1 with half the game left to play and the series still in play for them, I think that they come back and they have some hunger to them, as now it's Skippy looking for an air dribble bump, connecting on one earlier this game. He's looking for the second, but no, it's Pigeon to deny. Now trying to find the lead downfield. TNT gets 50 out. Kevin has to make a touch off their own backboard. Skippy right there to meet to the skies. One more touch. Wanted the reset, but couldn't find the touch. Pigeon right back to the ceiling. Now floating down with the ball, looking for a ground pinch. Soft touch. Swaz finds Skippy on that sidewall. Skippy looking to get a bit mechy here. 50'd out by Kevin on that back wall. Playing great defense up high is Spate. 2 touches out of the corner for Resnal. To be sent away by Kevin, but only for a moment. Swaz right back in attack. Skippy up early. Touch goes backwards, but Resnal there able to make a play out of it. Finds its way right to Pigeon. Pigeon now with a little bit of possession. Now going downfield, flip, reset over Skippy. Swaz, they're able to deny on the goal line. And it's Spate right back to living in this orange half.
And it's tough because it's where they've been the entire time. Swaz needs to figure it out past 2. Kevin gets it away. Skippy, not a great touch. Nice pass, but Resinal not in a good position. I like the attempted fake, but not in the best position to try to actually fire a shot off. Skippy is going to have to play this from the back line. Gets through 1, can't get through 2. TNT, all the boost in the tank gone. Resinal needs to get past Pigeon, but Pigeon doing so well to float right there in those awkward positions where the ball can't move forward. So that is one thing that I've got to say has just been the crux of the offense here for Pips is Pigeon's ability to have that boost management, flutter in the right spots, and interrupt all these aerial attacks.
Yeah, he has been doing it all series long, just been able to find the angle that the opposition wants to go for and float right there, make you try to shoot around. TNT might have to shoot around the defense with a double tap, and they find it on the opposite post, upper 90, extend the lead back to 2, 27 on the clock. Again, game 6 still in play for Pips, but they're going to need a big swing here in the final moments.
Going to have to be on kickoff, like right now. We're going to have to see a crazy kickoff goal, some kickoff shenanigans. And it could happen, it might not, but with that time ticking down lower and lower, it's just going to be even tougher for them to get past the defense. Kevin, the one's main. Resinal looking for another. Kevin with a good interrupt. They've got to score here. They've got to score now. They really need this opportunity. Swaz takes it over. Skippy is there. 6 seconds to decide if this goes to OT. If not, Spate have gone back-to-back in regionals.
That was a filthy, filthy bump on Kevin to open that lane up. You got to have a good kickoff here, pull out some kind of a strat. Skippy with plenty of boost, but TNT right on it. You have the flip reset over them, uses their own crossbar, and it's going to bang off of it too quickly. And that is going to be it. Spate going back to back for regionals, and GG's to Pips. Just couldn't find their way to a grand finals win, but I'm sure this will not be the last time that we see these guys here.
No, it definitely will not. But Range Rook, he flashed the desk for a second. We're not going back there just yet, but let's talk about this for a moment, Somber. You guys have done it. You've gone back to back. Very important here for the off-season squad. And they look great. Let's talk about who they just beat. That is for sure a rank A squad bordering on X because of Skippy. And I mean, no sneeze to Swaz or Resinal or Fast, but guaranteed rank A pushing top 16 squad getting taken down by this brand new 3-piece of Pigeon, Kevin, and TNT. What is your honest opinion of this so far?
Well, first of all, I just want to say something. You said I'm not on the team. I'm not on the pitch. So the guys that are playing are absolutely phenomenal. I think that it's so much credit to them. I mean, they've beaten teams of this caliber before. They're not new to this type of competition, but a lot of these players are now coming into this kind of upper bubble that we're seeing, especially in the off season. I think that they're going to have some swag behind them now, coming in, doing back-to-back regionals, and doing the only thing that Silly Billies have been able to do. We've had other regional winners. We had Pirates on a Bot, but that was 1 out of 3, and then your major winners were Silly Billies. Now heading into Split 2, we are possibly seeing that gap close between Silly Billies and their next contender, and it's looking to be Spate. That has been the only team that on the pitch with the eye test has looked close to it. And it's going to be really, really tough for teams going forward to compete up against this roster now with the momentum of back-to-back regional wins.
Well, we can sit here and talk about it amongst ourselves, bud. But let's see what the other two guys want to talk about.
Yeah, let's get over back to the desk.
Let's get Mel and Beaver in here. What's going on, gentlemen? How we doing? How did you guys feel about that?
I mean, it was something. That series, it was a good series. The last game was dramatic. Tell me how you took a 2-goal lead in the first 45 seconds and then losing by 2 goals.
It as they say, it be like that.
It do be like that. It do be like that sometimes.
My soccer coach always used to tell me the 2-goal lead's the most dangerous lead.
That's what they said in hockey too.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not surprised that it swung, but I am most definitely. I thought we were gonna get a game 7, but I mean,
yeah,
we don't get treated like that. So that means it's 2 back-to-back grand finals championships for the Spade Esports roster. These guys are now Spade. And now
What was my
second
prediction
grand
again?
finals win.
Game
It
6.
was the second.
It was game 6.
What was it? All right,
Dang, I should have been on
just
the
making
desk.
sure.
I should have been on the desk.
Like I said, it was game 6, but I thought it was gonna be Pips. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I feel like on paper and people who have seen this Pips roster, especially with the new iteration, just the pace that they play at, and we saw in moments with Skippy just how dangerous they are when they really get hot with demos, how hard it is to play against them and take games off of it. But Spate was able to stand up to the challenge. I mean, they did have a tough time when Skippy was demoing and eating up all their boost, but in the end, they took it in a game 6, very much similar fashion than what we saw last week with them winning in 6. And yeah, I mean, Beaver, how do you feel about this team, man? The other Spate boy on the desk. Do we think that this is another top contender, or is this just kind of a regional merchant?
You know, if the team can play with cohesion as they did, and you know, now you know, we talked about consistency and going back to back, right? But TNT was on another level in my opinion today. I mean, he was, you know, to use the phrase, it was a man amongst boys out there on the pitch, and he took it to him.
He's him.
For sure. He was in fact Timothy, him NT, whatever you want to say. He was all about it. You know, this week. So I would love to see it continue. I'd love to see it continue. I'm just saying. I'm trying to see it. I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see if we could keep it rocking and rolling. But obviously, you know, that team doesn't succeed without Kevin. It doesn't succeed you know, without them playing well in the back line. It's an all-around team effort, but you know, you tend to go with the guy who's scoring the most goals and who's dropping average of 650 points a game. I mean, you can't deny that.
Yeah, you can't deny it at all. And like we were saying on the broadcast in the booth, we've had some shakeups to the points, and it's very interesting because Pips, they had the opportunity to jump into that first place spot, but we have the last couple spots for major wide open. So Mel, heading into this final regional, what do you kind of expect to see? Are we going to see just the same kind of teams that we saw this go around, or are we going to see shakeup yet again? Because we have had 2 different top 8s and 2 different top 12s with a total of 13 brand new teams making their way into the top 16 to compete in those group stages. And it's been a lot of roster shakeup, team shakeup, everything. So going into regional 3, are we going to see maybe a dark horse sneak into the hybrid bracket for major, or are we kind of starting to settle into our top teams?
I think we're starting kind of to settle into our top teams, but I think things get a whole lot more. At the very least, Silly Billy's making the top 8. That gives them some type of room to contend for a major spot. Ubers as well, they have an opportunity. Major spot. I think that things can shake up. I think if last minute plays and Guatos Frios plays again, they can most definitely shake things up. So I think the 3 teams to look out for the next regional that can potentially knock a team out are Lotus 8, Guatos Frios, Lord have mercy, and space and empty space. So I think those are the 3 teams, and I think the teams that we may not see make an appearance in the major that are currently in the major conversation are Pause Up and, Lord forgive me, maybe Silly Billy's a No Idea, because things are going to get interesting. I think Goobers I think Goobers, at the very least, they should have a good chance of making the major. I think they can make the major. It would be great to see them in the major, but I really do think Lotus 8, Gatos Frios, and Empty Space are going to be your teams that we'll see late August.
Bro is insane.
I mean, it was a crazy take.
Isn't too far off.
Pause up, not making it. That's crazy.
I mean, they didn't make top
tell me-
8.
no, Tell me what
They're
about
tied
that?
for 6th.
What about
They have 13
Okay.
points.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
just saying
okay.
that's wild to me because it's surprising. It's just surprising.
Okay.
It's the
On a
facts.
real note, tell me, is empty space is Pazza better than empty space?
Depends on the day.
I was gonna say.
Depends on the day.
No, dude,
Pause
no,
Up is a
bro.
very
Are
good
we
team, and they
looking
can.
at
You
the
are-
same-
They
You
they
are
are a
No,
very
no,
good
no,
team,
we
but they're
know- we
wildly
know-
inconsistent.
Yeah.
We know that's the that's a wildly inconsistent team against a team in empty space that has gotten bad draw after bad draw that I personally expect to be somewhere between the top 4 and top 8 range, and more closer to the top 4 than top 8. We're talking about Crave, Gear, and Kamikaze here.
I'm
This
aware.
is a team that's got all rank A players, some of which are ready to break through into the next level of gameplay. I'm
totally
not
aware.
saying pause up is bad. I don't think, in my opinion, my personal opinion, is I think empty space is better than pause up. I think Gatos Frios are a team that is probably skill wise top 5 in all of Spade Esports Champion. Maybe even top 4. You could put them above Pips. You could maybe put them on the
Above
same tier as
Pips?
Frost and Devot. Just
Above
because.
Pips?
They do have a
Yes.
squad. They do have a squad.
No. It's Plexi J in life. I realize who Gatos Frios is. I'm not crazy. I'm not
Yes.
sleeping on that. But like above
That
Pips,
is yes, above.
I'm gonna need to see it.
because-
I'm gonna need to see it. I'm gonna
Believe
need to see
me,
it.
I hope next
Alright,
regional will be that
Som-
regional.
Somber,
that we
this is your
get to
clip.
see it.
Somber, get the clip button ready, because when
Yeah.
you make the montage of Mel
That's
and
fine.
his wild
That's,
takes,
hey,
there
hey,
it
that's
is.
fine. That's fine. But you can clip me saying it too. But I like, hey, no shade
I think
whatsoever to Gatos Frios.
Maybe,
Like, I want to
maybe.
see it. I need to see it.
No,
I need to see
Life
it.
take that as full disrespect. Prime, take that as full disrespect. We
Nah.
got haters on the desk. This is crazy.
How am I gonna hate on the kid who switched from Switch Lite to PC and just literally got better? He got better.
I
Like,
mean,
what do you
that's
mean?
you
He
switch,
went-
you're
he went
playing
from-
on
he
like
went
a
from
half a
GC2
megapixel. What do you mean?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he went from GC2 to like SSL like in a month. What do you mean? I'm not sleeping on him. I'm not crazy.
I'm not saying confidently that they are better than Pips. I'm just saying that you can rank them, you can power rank them better than Pips. In this that's the
I'm
rivalry
not
that you can
saying
say,
that they're better, but I'm putting them as a better team.
My personal power rankings, I'm putting him as a better team. That's literally what he's saying. He's crazy. Get this, bro.
I'm
clip this.
crazy. I'm crazy.
I do
Not
get
as-
I do
nah,
get where
that's
Mel's
why.
coming from, because you can
I
you can
agree.
take a squad that skill wise, like skill to skill, not a head to head matchup, but just comparing skill, roster fit, team cam, everything, you can put them above. I do think you see that all the time in other sports. You'll see a team that is 2-4 in their conference, but because they have a 5-star quarterback, they're ranked above a team that's undefeated just because of what the team is on paper. So
Yeah.
I totally agree with, or I totally see where Mel's coming from. I wouldn't say agree, but I see where you're coming from.
I get that, but he's like, oh, Mel never wrong. And he's like breaking down a matchup, and he's like, well, one of these two teams is going to win. Boom, Mel never wrong. Like, what? Of course. Like, somebody's got to win. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, yeah, somebody's going to win. I'm just saying, like, my original statement was I think that our major teams will include, at the 2 out of the 3 of the major teams, will include Empty Space,
Mhm.
Gatos Frios, and
Mhm.
Lotus 8. At least 2 out of those 3 teams will make the major, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Pause Up is not making the major.
That's crazy.
Silly Billies, they could. They have to play next regional to make the major. We don't know if they're gonna play or not. Goobers, I want them to make a major, but they have 11 points, and if they have a bad showing, Empty Space decides to show up, Gatos Frios decides to show up, another team that makes top 8 over them, then things will unravel. It just comes down to the individual matchups. It comes down to the playoff draw. And unfortunately, Empty Space have gotten, 5 unlucky playoff draws consecutively?
Yeah.
And we don't know if that's going to be the same thing going into the next regional. I don't think it will, or unless I'll gamble that the luck will turn on their side for once, okay? And then they can have a breakout regional. But until then, I guess what you guys are saying is fair.
I mean, if you don't want an unlucky draw, get a better seed.
Well, I was just gonna say, with them making a top 8, because they did not make top 8 in Regional 1. Now that they've made it past that round 1 of playoffs, they will get more favorable seeding. They'll be
Yes.
in a group that is more favorable to them. It won't
Yeah.
be, hey, you're the 12th seed and now you're in a group with the number 2 and the number 4 seed. It's now, hey, you're a top 8 team and you'll be here with 2 other teams in the 9th through 16th where you can finish and possibly go straight to that semifinals round if you have a good run of things, get a more favorable matchup. So chaos and hecticness is in store for the next regional and leading into the major. It's really exciting to see not a particular team just pull all the way ahead and we have the same top 8s and all that stuff going into it. And yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting.
Hey, teacher, you got
Yes,
somebody
Beaver, I
raising
see
their
you.
hand.
Yes, Beaver.
Me. Just to kind of put a bow on everything we've talked about. I mean, you asked me a question in the pre-show of, do we have clear cut 1 and 2? Is there a large gap? There ain't. I mean, I think that if there's anything that this Sunday has shown us is there is no clear cut 1 and 2. This is the best team in SCS. This is the second best team, and there's a gap. Both of those teams were like, I want to see the Silly Billies and Pirates match up. None of them were in the grand finals, and we had the Spate team come through. So there is perhaps a changing of the guard coming through. We may not just be, all standing this Pirates on a bot squad just because we love Knight and because I love Tikaro. Like we, Gad's putting it in chat. We had a 4-0 with the A roster, not, hey, we had a sub. Hey, somebody's
Who was
power
that?
got struck by a
Who
transformer.
beat that squad, by the way? Who was that? Who won that game?
Little
but-
bird,
Yes, that's what I'm talking about,
sir.
baby.
But
What I'm talking about.
Pigeon was the superior bird today, by the
True.
way. So
True.
he was gonna go with that. But there, anybody can win, and obviously we're really, really excited to see what happens after Regional 3 when we get into this major, because it's anybody who's there has a great shot to win it if you are making it through, because it is no longer a gap. Everyone is here.
Yeah, it took some time.
I'm not worried about Silly Bills. I'm sorry. I'm not worried about Silly Bills.
Oh, this guy.
What I'm worried about is Pirates and the Bot, because that's their second consecutive loss to Pigeon, Kevin, and TNT in a regional. To knock them out. We talk about how close things can be. We talk about how close it is. We've had 2 consecutive wins. I should rephrase this. Spady Sports knocked out Pips out of the tournament 2 consecutive times and knocked Pirates and the Bot out of the tournament 2 consecutive times. What happens when they face up against Silly Billies in a best of 7 format? We saw what happened in a best of 5 format. Silly Billies were the far superior team. Best of 7 format. Then things get interesting.
I do think, I'm not saying that Spate wouldn't have won, because with the way they play the day, I think they still would have won. But I think that Pirates on a Bot series is different if Buffy's in. Just not anything against Fearless. Fearless is a great player. He was holding it down on the defensive end for sure. But Lev, gotta be honest, he was a little lacking today. He didn't have the offensive star power that he normally does. And Buffy can take that torch and create some plays on offense. If Lev didn't have it today, I think it would have been a little bit different. Like it may have been maybe a game 6 or a game 7, but I don't think we see that in 5.
But hey, to kind of bounce off that though, talking about Swaz with Pips, Fearless was Swaz's teammate. So I'm just saying, if you can see how good these guys are, even if they're on different teams, you truly see the level of these players. So, and what Gad is saying is that they actually decided to go with Fearless. Now, do I agree that Buffy might have been the better third? Sure. I was watching Buffy all the way back in what was it, First Class? Wasn't that his team? Him, 5UP, and who else? Who was on that First Class team?
That'd be. Are you asking about my org? Yes.
Yeah, is that who that was? Yeah. You know, you would know. So,
Woody?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like it was Buffy and wasn't it Buffy, 5UP, and somebody else?
Dak
That squad was insane. That squad was crazy. So
Yeah,
that's
I
why
can't,
like
yeah, thanks, Andy. Killed my org. But
ah,
either way.
but yeah, but I really enjoy like after watching from last year to now, seeing all these guys in this area, especially now at SCS, dude, we are seeing so much talent that is on the come up. So it just like bouncing off of Mel's point here, are the three teams that might make it. I mean, yeah, I'll give you Gatos Frios. I'll give you that for sure. Empty space, again, you put it on paper, probably. They probably do make it into the major. But if you're talking about knocking out who is the current, let's see, top 8, out of everyone we saw today, that is about to be the hardest squad to knock. Like, Goobers might be the easiest squad to knock out of the top 8. And that's not even throwing shade at Goobers. Like, they might be the easiest squad out of the top 8 we have to knock out. You're crazy.
Pause up, man.
No.
Like,
Tell me you don't
they
watch
just got
CRL
knocked
by
out.
telling me you don't watch CRL. Just
Okay,
tell me you don't watch
real
it.
quick. Pause
I
up.
need to watch
Can
CRO.
the CRL didn't they go like 5-7?
Doesn't matter.
So pause up is wildly inconsistent in the best ways. They will lose close games against teams that they should beat, and they will blow teams that they should lose to out of the water. It just depends on the day. So that's why we have the qualifiers and we have the group play. And you may have an off day and group day, but then you pop off in the back bracket, vice versa. That's
Let's
the
see if they get out of
great
group
thing about a
stage next
format.
2
Yes,
weeks
we
from now.
will
Let's
need to
if they
see them
out
get out of the group stage. They will not have
If they even
favorable
make the
seating.
qualifier.
Okay, all right. Somebody clip it. Where are you at, Mai? Clip it so I can send it to Slayer. Where are you at? Where are you at, Mai? I'm shipping this straight to Slayer, bro.
All right. Well, we've had a lot of yap here, and we've got all of our thoughts and opinions out before we get to see things come to fruition in regional number 3. But we do have one last thing before we wrap things up, and that is MVP. We got another regional winner. It is Spate going back to back. We gotta pick an MVP. I know who I got, but Mel, who do you have for MVP?
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
He's thinking about it. This guy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
You know what? Just because I'm gonna go with my boy Kevin.
This guy.
He's
Range, will you delete him
Why?
off of the just?
Yeah. Will you just drop him?
God.
You just kick him out of the VC and everything. Just drop his camera.
Wait, no,
He's
Kevin.
done.
Do you see this hate against right now? No, Kevin. I know you're watching. Look at me straight in the eyes. You see what's going on this desk. You see what I have to battle with. You see what I got to deal with on this desk. Do you see this? They don't want you to win. These are people that are preying on your downfall. They don't want you to win, child. They don't want you to win. Okay, it's rigged already.
The thing about Mel, he don't even believe what he's saying, which is the problem. He just wants to hear everybody else
Half the time.
like say something about it so he can create the controversy. Like,
that couldn't be further from the truth. I go with my brain and sometimes my heart. Hey, what did you do to my
yeah. Get him out of here. Hey, put up the peace sign real quick. Just fade him out like that meme.
Oh, get out.
Oh man.
No.
All right.
Hey,
All right, so we got Kevin.
So we got Kevin from
W
Mel.
Reigns for real.
Beaver, who you got for MVP tonight?
The rightful MVP. And again, Kevin, no hate, bro, but TNT was just on another level tonight. The way he was playing in every series that at least I saw. I mean, I witnessed the first-hand demolishing of Pirates on a bot. These dudes, they took all their rum, they took all their parrots, they took their village, they took it all, and just left them stranded in the middle of the ocean. And it was TNT who blew it all up. So I gotta go.
Yeah. So one for Kevin, one for TNT. Feisty, who you got?
I mean, look, we talked about Kevin. We talked about TNT. I'm going to talk about Pigeon, who was absolutely popping off,
bed.
flying high. Hold on. Popping off, flying high, had beautiful goals, right? Had beautiful goals. But there was only one player who was more explosive than the other two. It's TNT. It's TNT, bro. Like, TNT went insane all night long. best performance we've seen from TNT, at least compared to last regional. They played well, but like, come on, guys, be honest with me.
Yeah.
It was better tonight. It was just better tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to knock a player who had 5 saves in a game to help shut out an opponent in a grand finals match. So
5 for 5.
yeah, like, and that's crazy. So I got to give it to TNT as well. TNT just blew me away. They've had a great run of things, even stretching back into last night. Even though they got swept by Silly Billies, TNT was definitely a standout name along with Kevin. So I could see if we're going weekend overall, there's a conversation to be had. But I think the recency of just their performance throughout the grand finals, got to give it over to TNT. So there you have it. In a 3-1 vote, you got TNT taking home regional number 2 MVP here for the SCS split number 2, regional number 2. And yeah,